difficulties I suffered last week. Joining me today is Alex playing Daevos, Tim playing Igorek, Shaun playing the decapitated and de-limbed body of Darnik, Ronan playing Septum, Kyle playing Arik, Shaun playing Tyvir, and Arik playing Malakai. Last session, for all that it was worth, basically involved the minor politicking between the Ultramarines, the World Eaters, actually called the Warhounds, and the Lunar Wolves after the death of 2 company captains, erstwhile leaving Captain Khan in charge of the entire expedition, which is certain to end well. Before technical difficulties kind of overcame, the group was currently meeting up in the war room to discuss the next stage of the operation on Tauti, as well as to try and figure out what the hell they're meant to do with a warhound in charge of the entirety of this campaign. Okay, so jumping straight back into the game. If I recall correctly, everybody was just kind of meeting back up inside the war room as we ended.
I think we ended with me being on the way.
Yeah, I think everyone else was. Igorek, considering that you weren't here last week because you're a dick. No, because shit happens. Is there anything you'd like to have been doing in what is essentially an hour between the death of Darnik and the meeting up in the war room?
Well, not stopping the desecration of corpses is something I can't do at this point.
Yeah, there was a certain element of, if you'd been here, we may have allowed it, but unfortunately.
I'm assuming through Karn going, I don't even know how to describe that, but Karn pretty much destroying the body and the Predator maneuver on Arik, that there was no recoverable gene seed.
There actually was recoverable gene seed, except for, if I recall correctly, Deltrian has both the corpses.
In a box.
Yeah, he took them.
I watched him move past him.
Then I'm looking
Devastator
for
helped him.
Oh, dear God.
I think he has most of the bigger parts. The smaller parts are still there.
Oh no, I think he picked.
Oh no, he went and collected
No.
everything.
That's what Davis grabbed it for him, swooped into a pile, and put it in the box, and handed it to Raptor.
Yeah.
Helping.
Gold star!
finding Deltrian to reclaim the gene seed is probably the next step.
Okay, so you having been struck by a moment of shock and horror that the rest of the Lunar Wolves collectively felt at the sight of their captain being so depressingly massacred.
I think it was more of going back to the prisoners to make sure that the World Eater contingent didn't just slaughter them on their way out.
Yeah, the Warhounds had left them absolutely alone.
Yeah,
the Imperial Army General had still taken off the prisoner of import back to his own tent anyway, and you can already see that a large number of prisoners are being transferred to the Imperial Army camp anyway. Going to find Deltrian after your investigations and your own slight shocked reverie, you enter inside his own little hab units, where you find him toiling on various machines and body parts. You see the limbs of Arik have essentially been tossed into a pile, discarded in wanton haste, but Darnik's body seems to be drawing most of his interest.
Deltrian.
His head rotates round from the surgical tools currently operating on the corpse of your captain, Brother Apothecary Igorek of the Lunar Wolves Legion.
In your ministrations, yeah, you didn't happen to remove gene seed, or is it still there for me to remove before you continue?
I have removed the gene seed from cousin Captain Arik. He points at a vial on the side.
Darnik?
Why would you need Brother Captain Darnik's gene seed?
Because it is my charge to reclaim the gene seed from the fallen, so that we may use it again.
False assumption. Brother Captain Darnik has not fallen.
I'm not dead yet.
You don't hear anything.
God left me unfinished.
Please explain.
Just
in the air.
And
His
rebuild
last,
him.
his last I
Make
remember,
him better.
he was kind of missing a head. That tends to be kind of terminal.
The works of the
No, he's
Mechanicum are
dead.
beyond your understanding, it seems. As he kind of shuffles away, and you can already see his head has been reattached to the cut on his neck, though chunks of flesh are still missing from where the chain axe had torn lumps of it away. As you notice, you also see a number of various medical tools linked up to him, life support systems, injection needles, pumping fluids into his body, and you can see your apothecary, your Narthasian gauntlet reads faint life signs coming out of the body, though no brain activity.
He's a fucking servitor. He turned him into a
Hey.
fucking vegetable.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have done anything different. It's just putting them back together.
So I look at the brain waves, and I look at Deltrin. I'm like, are you going to be able to bring back cognizant functioning, or is he going to be just some sort of vegetable?
Only one word in his vocabulary.
Negative. I will not be able to bring back his higher brain functions.
Let me rephrase that. Will the Mechanicum in general be able to?
He thinks carefully and goes, I cannot answer that question. Information is classified. Unofficially, the records do not exist.
Do I know if I can remove the gene seed anyway, and that it won't have any negative effects if he is able to bring Darnik back?
You just don't know what he's planning to do with him. If you knew perhaps what he was planning to do with him, you'd know if the removal of the gene seed could cause problems or not. The removal of the gene seed isn't actually lethal. There are actually no Legion currently does it, but in the 40k universe there are chapters who sometimes after the implantation is finished will remove the gene seed proactively.
I knew that part, but I wasn't sure of what he was doing and or with the amount of, because usually like you have to be a Space Marine for so long before you can be removed safely, type of thing. So that was.
He would be acceptable of the age to remove the gene seed, or his implantations have grown. You just don't know if the trauma of removing it right now would kill him, and you don't know what Deltrin plans to do. You've no idea.
I think if he could survive the trauma of beheading.
The point is the additional trauma. You know, a guy who survives a car crash at 90 miles per hour is not going to survive a fall down some stairs.
You never know.
Deltrin, I will leave you to your work. And I'm going to take Alaric's gene seed, though, and return it to the Ultramarines.
Understood.
Or the 13th Legion, excuse me. But not the Ultramarines yet. They haven't found Papa Smurf yet.
Can we not call him Papa Smurf? Deltrin's head carries on tracking and goes, understood, Brother Apothecary Igorek.
So I'm going to
must find my Lord Rowboat Girlyman.
Take the Violet gene seed and leave and head for the Ultramarines camp.
As you remove the gene seed and start to walk away, you notice there's something a little bit different about this gene seed. Noticeably, while what it looks like no harm would come from it, it looks like a small portion has been removed.
Oh, for God's sake.
He's going to make Smurfs. Little Smurfs. The fucking Smurfs.
I turn around to Deltrin. I open my mouth for a moment. I stop.
His head rotates around to meet you. Is there a problem, Brother Apothecary Igorek?
Did you take a sample from this gene seed?
You can hear the clicking of cogitators as his head whirs to come up with an answer. Yes.
Should I tell the 13th Legion that, or should I just say that it was damaged by the fact that I didn't get to it in time? Which would you prefer?
Somehow he shrugs, and it makes the weirdest click grinding noise as metal scrapes against what you hope is not his bones.
It's probably his bones.
Right.
Now that you've discovered this slight change in plans, Brother Apothecary Igorek, would you be interested in helping me splice Lunar Wolf and 13th Legion DNA together?
Oh no! He's making Frankenstein's fucking monster! Oh, for fuck's sake.
Relictors are made from Ultramarine and Dark Angels in the 41st Mining.
Without the Dark Angels, no ink.
Shaun!
Wait, what?
Relictors are made from Ultramarine and Dark Angel gene seed.
I'm not 100% positive, Deltron, that this is a prescribed or not act. So for now, I will leave you to it on your own until I can figure out whether or not that is something I should be involved in or not.
It's utterly illegal under the laws of the Imperium of Man. The Mechanicum, considering they weren't really involved officially with the creation of the Astartes, they don't actually have any laws governing it.
It's maritime law. It's fine.
Alright, well then I will point out that it's prescribed by us, but you all have your own tune that you play to, and that I will not interfere in something that I don't know whether or not you should be doing or not. I know that I can't, but I don't know if you shouldn't be.
His eyes kind of follow you for everything that goes. You are correct. The action is prescribed. Only if one, however, accepts the conclusion that the Emperor of Mankind is both also the Omnisire of Mars. However, I reject such a fallacy. There is no proof.
Uh-huh.
That's some religious talk right there.
I think I'll just pretend we haven't had this section of conversation for now, and we'll table it for another time.
Understood. Conversation being deleted. You hear the clicking and beeping noise, and then he suddenly goes, "Hello, Apothecary, Brother Apothecary Igorek. How may I help you today?"
Hello, Deltron. I'm just going to take the gene seed and return it for Brother Arik of the 13th Legion and return it to him. Thank you for removing it. And I will leave you to what you were doing.
Understood. He goes back to work on Darnik.
There's 20 minutes of my memory banks have been deleted.
Yeah, as I was about to say, as he walks away, you hear, "Huh, strange. 7.4 minutes of my memory banks have been deleted."
So now I'm going to head towards the...
You think he would question the frequency of that?
He's too sociopathic to do that.
How did Arik die? I don't remember.
Tyvir ripped his head off.
No, he died
Oh,
by
yeah.
me beating his chest in with an axe. Then I took his head. Cause of death was chest beating in with axe.
Let's beat him.
How
Severe
close
blunt
was
force trauma to
How
his
close
chest.
was the axe to where his progenoids would have been?
Not at all.
Nowhere near. There was right here. Like
Yeah, by the angle of where
That's right
Tyvir...
right here.
Because Tyvir had been impaled on a power sword, so the axe would have only been able to get the upper torso.
Alright, what about the one near his neck?
I took his. I didn't take his neck, so I suppose it's still there.
Well, I mean, you would have gotten it, but you would have damaged
but like
his
I
neck.
ripped his. I
Well,
ripped
the gene seed and the progenoid kind of... They're not just in the neck, it's also in the stomach, if I recall correctly. It kind of
Right, I'm
runs...
trying to
There's two.
Let me
There's
explain
one
it
in
this
the-
way. Would I be able
There's one in the neck up here, and
Would
then
I be able to pass it off as damage from the battle to the progenoid, what Deltron did to it?
Yeah, probably.
I ripped the skull out of his head.
Alright, that's what I want to try to do. I'm just gonna play stupid as far as that goes. So yeah, I'm gonna head for the Ultraman camp and see if I can find their apothecary.
Okay, well, yeah, you do find their apothecary currently. He's ordering the supplies, medical supplies, to be moved around and patching up some of the warriors who suffered slightly more severe injuries from the invasion of the plasma generators. He looks over and kind of stares at you in disgust. Get on with your business and get the fuck out.
I hand him Alaric's progenoids and I say, "Alright then, here you go. These are your captain's progenoids. I was able to reclaim them. My apologies for not doing it sooner and getting it to you. Have a good day," and I turn and leave.
Yeah, he takes them off you and puts them into a freezer nearby, a portable one, and you can see him ordering some servitors, but he doesn't say another word to you as you walk off.
Do I have any idea what that's all about?
It just so happens to along the lines that your company command squad had the Night Lord in it. That was the one who murdered their company commander, and who then ripped off his head and neck, and they still seen Tyvir wandering around the camp without any punishment.
It's not fucking on our duel, so it's his own problem.
Yeah, but the desecration of the corpses are sometimes unexpected aspect. For the Warhounds, it's fine. For the 13th Legion, they're a bit iffed about it.
Well, why don't they do something about it then instead of wringing their hands like a bunch of emo little girls.
Because it was an honor duel.
I'm already expecting that complication.
They're cutting themselves.
I mean, I don't agree with what happened in any way, shape, or form because I think it was a stupid waste of life. But that's just me.
Yeah, Shaun. God.
As
I was the challenge. Hey, fuck you guys.
Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying before you just like say fuck you.
I'm shutting it, Ronan.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, but you know the strictures, you know, it was not ritualized because that's a bad word to be thrown around, just like demon. But you know, it's one of those things that just is a Legion thing, and it was done the way that it should have been done by the way the Legion does it. So I mean, yes, it's a stupid waste of life, but it's nothing. It's nothing. I don't see anything.
It wasn't illegal.
Wrong. Yeah, there we go. That's
I think traditional is the word you were looking for. More than it was a Legion tradition.
Yes.
Though I think ritual is still just about an acceptable word, especially amongst the slightly weird, like the Blood Angels still utilise the word ritual on occasion.
So now that that's done, I'm gonna go see how the prisoner transfer is going.
Absolutely fine. You can just see Chimeras loading up prisoners and driving them off to the camp, and the Warhounds seem to have completely just ignored the prisoner transfer. Though you do see Malakai returning on his way back from a confrontation with Captain Khan, where you weren't here last week, but he roundly, well, I think you heard about it, roundly shouted down and dealt with Khan in a rather manner where he's now earned some respect from the, well, fucking lunatic. It's Khan. Like, I love him, but he's mad as shit.
I think you'll find the lunar wolves with the lunatics.
What was that?
You lose that fate point I gave you.
I just give Malakai a wave.
I nod back and continue walking.
Okay, so Igorek, are you going to make your way to the war room now, or?
If I heard.
Yeah, you'd have been informed, like, because they went around making sure every other member of the squad had been informed, but you just weren't here.
Yeah.
So
I think Arik did inform him. I think that was mentioned last time.
yeah, I think it actually was Arik. We'll deal with the consequences of the name for now.
Alaric,
Who can't also be called Alaric, because that'll get so confusing when people go, "We killed Alaric." Who? Oh, you mean Volker?
Swear to God.
You beat me out by like that much.
So, yeah, Tim. Sorry.
Is there any way for me to reasonably have something else I should be doing that isn't going to this?
Oh yeah, there's thousands of bullshit reasons you can come up with. You're like the sole apothecary of your company, like, and your captain has just been murdered legally.
You could just say I'm dealing with Darnik.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go do apothecary things then.
Okay, yeah, you begin to sift over the terrain, but then you end up probably going over to Deltrian's area to start sorting out supplies, medical and otherwise, sorting out paperwork and that kind of stuff. Okay, but in the war room, I think Tyvir is the last to enter, has stood around the table, joining with Tyvir is Khan also, who comes in, is Malakai, Arik. Daevos, did you go?
Yeah.
Cool. Septum. Yep. And Equerry Gideon, because I think I forgot his name, and I'm now calling him Gideon.
Squad broken.
How do you say that whenever people forget names?
Every time you say squad broken, Ronan, your willpower is reduced by 3.
What if I say it?
Alex, you're not Ronan, it's fine, Alex.
What was the name?
God.
Equerry Gideon, yeah. Who is now acting commander of the 13th Legion. Representatives here.
I do let Arik know that I won't be there because I'm doing things, but I let him know to also let the Equerry know that Alaric's gene seed has been returned to his apothecary.
Okay. But not his remains. Really specifically the plural there.
I just kind of don't mention that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gene seed, his progenoids have been returned. That's all I say about it. They can take it however they want to take it.
That's all your job is.
Yeah, the important parts.
Right.
Okay, anyway, so As Tyvir and Khan kind of sidle into the room, his chain axe still on his shoulder, sort of bare-chested, covered in, just a couple of tissues from where the wounds from Darnik were inflicted. Though you already see that his body's rapidly healing over them, and not a single blemish has been left behind. He kind of just swaggers in and gives a little bit of a mocking bow towards Gideon, acting captain. Oh! And then he looks at you, Arik, and goes, acting captain as well. My, we're running out of captains.
We'll never get rid of you, Karn.
No, I think I've got a few more skulls to be taking.
Or a throne, perhaps.
Anyway, as he looks around confusedly at Arik, he then turns back to the rest of the group and goes, so I take it we're all in consensus here that I am in charge of the expedition. Yep, all in favour say aye, all not in favour say nay and lose your heads.
Has this been a democracy this entire time? Damn, we could have stopped Darnik.
Oh, you've got... Even Khan just kind of... He's about to say something, just like looks into his hand and just shakes it and goes... I didn't realise you hated him that much. Looked like a pompous prick, but let's be fair. So was Arik. You see
Alaric.
Gideon kind of grip the edge of the table at that, and kind of just turns to him and goes,
Has to be good at something.
down, you blue-armoured lunatic. Tear your hands off if you're not careful.
Question. Does Khan heal unnaturally fast? Or is it just...
It's not unnaturally fast, but it's unnaturally completely. As in, scars aren't being left behind.
Spice Marine.
It is odd. Like, even for a Space Marine, it's kind of ridiculous, right?
Are you saying this to him?
No, I'm just like...
Yeah, no, there is reason for this. There is reason given why Khan does not suffer physical extremities, and that's because Khorne has blessed him from the get-go.
Oh, wow.
Khan is forever unscarred. Even during the beginning of the Horus Heresy, he gets ran over by a Land Raider, and then when he meets up with Argyll Tal again, he is completely unscarred. And he was impaled on that Land Raider. like full-on impact, no scars.
The character is absolutely ridiculous.
He's Khan the goddamn betrayer, leave him alone.
Well, right now he's just Karn the Bloody.
Khan the Decapitator.
No, his name is Karn the Bloody.
Yeah.
Right now.
But yeah, anyway, so he goes, so let's get all this planning business out of the way. I know you blue-armoured ragamuffins and you wolves, he says the word with a hint of contempt, love to get all your little paperwork out of the way before we launch an attack. Here's what I propose. We're going to run at the main gate. We're going to tear the main gate down. We're going to kill everything that moves. We're then going to send a message to the rest of the plants that goes, if you don't do what we say, we kill everyone else as well. If they accept, we kill a few more cities just to make sure they understand where we're coming from. Sound good?
Sounds like
Well, it sounds like you don't need our legions. We can leave that to you.
I-
All kind of thing, slaughtering innocents.
Yeah. But you're under my command.
Technically.
And they're not innocents. They rejected the Imperium of Man, blessed may it be.
Technically, Darnik rejected them.
He shrugs. All that's in the past now, let's remember. They're not going to bow down after we've just, well, everything that's kind of happened in between. So,
We can agree on that.
we burn down their capital city, we kill a few more, we leave the Imperial Army to mop up.
After a bit of contemplation, I look at Gideon and I say, will your legion have any part in this?
No. We're to await the our last orders for Alaric, whether able to fall, we were to await the custodian's arrival. Take no further action in the atrocity that's taking place here. And if
Technically,
necessary...
you're in charge now, so it's up to you.
They may have a stick up their ass, but I think he's right.
I may be in charge, but we have respect for the chain of command. Our officer was killed dishonourably. We shall make sure his final wishes are seen through. And I cannot argue with what he's done.
He was killed quite dishonorably. I mean, walking into a ring with a cheater. it's brought much shame to his person.
Make me a dodge or parry check, Tyvir.
Dope.
Dope.
Where's my fucking character? Oh, there it is. If he's just gonna punch me, right?
Yes, he's going for a punch.
I won't cut his hand off then. It's just a flat one, so that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could just be Tyvir.
You've got quick draw though, don't you? So you could draw your sword if you wanted to bat it away.
No, you can't do that unless you have the sword out. The dipole maglock gives you that ability.
Ah, okay.
Which I do have, but
You could just be
You don't
Tyvir
have to
and
activate the blade, remember.
true. Nah. I'll just block it with my hand. Ooh, I'm gonna reroll that just because I think it's better if I succeed. There we go.
Okay, faster than humanly possible, Gideon just swings his fist around Tyvir, who just leans back, almost nonchalantly, as the fist breezes past his nose. Khan just starts to roaring, starts to laugh roarously and just goes, "You've got a bit of spirit in you, don't you, blue ragamuffin? Now why don't you try throwing a punch at me and see where that gets you?"
Technically,
Gideon then
Gideon.
roars and basically goes over the table to try and throttle Khan.
I'm gonna tackle.
Yeah,
I'm tackling.
Everyone tackles.
I'm gonna use compel on Karn to make him stand still.
Okay, alright, we're going to do things one at a time. Everything will be happening simultaneously, but just one at a time for me. Can you please use compel on Khan for me? It's a focus power test. Are you using it fettered?
Yes, fettered.
Do you even roll to focus power? Is it just an opposed will check? I think we did this last
Oh wait,
time.
no, it's opposed will. Yeah.
Okay, but
Was
resistance.
it his focus power versus his
Yeah,
will?
I'm gonna reroll that.
Yeah, it is your focus power test willpower, though. As we figured out, virtually every willpower check states it's actually a focus power test in opposed cases.
Still
You-
focus part of it.
Yeah.
Is your natural willpower 66?
Yes.
Well, you should be adding 5 times your psi rating as well to that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Which that might have succeeded, but that's also.
Psi rating 3, I think he is, which would only add 15.
He's doing it fettered, so it'll be half the 2. So
Yeah.
So it'll be plus 10. So
That's
that wouldn't have succeeded.
But that one does, by a lot. But take 5 away, so that's 4.9 degrees of success while we figure out Khan, resistance psychic powers. Doesn't have any of that magical shenanigans from Korn yet.
Yet.
Maybe ever. Okay, so what was your compel, Malakai?
I want him to stand still and basically, is there a chair near him?
Yes.
Actually, no. I prefer him on his knees.
So kneel.
Yeah.
It only lasts a round, remember?
Yeah, no, I know. It's just basically so he doesn't
Murder
Murder
the shit out of
Gideon.
Gideon.
And murders the shit out of you.
I'm
It is
still-
witchery.
full armor with all my weapons.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Right. So, alright, so you're going to use compel him, he's going to drop his knees. Okay, so who's tackling him?
Me.
Everyone, I think.
So,
Specifically me.
Davos, are you tackling him?
I wouldn't be if I was there.
Alex is muted. I
Alex, you
think.
muted.
Alex, you muted.
Sorry. I was saying, Daevos is just slowly moving his hand up into his head and just being like, oh, for Christ's I mean, for the Emperor's sake.
He did just try to punch me, so I think I'm closest. So do I act first?
Basically, I'm going to let everyone roll at the same time, but basically I'll do it in order of who's closest, who actually hits him first. So we'll do Tyvir, and we'll do Septum, and we'll do... Arik, did you go to rugby tackle him as well?
I'd want to try and position myself as fast as I can between Gideon and Khan.
Well, there is a table in between them. Like,
So you're trying to jump over.
Gideon's just reaching forward to throttle Khan. The table's not that big, and you can kind of reach over to just throttle him, and they're just going to rugby tackle him to the side.
You guys got this.
Okay, so I suppose it's going to be a opposed strength text with him. If you're not really acting in unison, to be fair, the pair of you. You're both independently doing it, so it's just going to be a opposed strength test from the pair of you.
Okay. I should have said that I was waiting for things to kick off.
Well, things are kicking off, but I'm saying is basically you're both acting at the same time, so you're not really assisting him in tackling him. You're both kind of doing it separately.
Okay,
So-
let's not fail.
We'll do Tyvir first. Okay.
That's awful. But I did get an extra 2 degrees for my natural strength, so 5.4.
That's fine. Septum.
Hold on, Skype's in the way. Move that there. Go to strength. Strength, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So strength is that. Wow, my strength is fucking 7.
Actually,
That's because you're adding the plus 25 from the power armor.
Yeah, I've already added that in strength. Yeah, you told me. That is. Yeah, and then.
We all have a natural access, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unless he fails. But in that case,
And then I get 2.5 on top of that. For unnatural strength. Or 2 for unnatural strength, excuse me.
Yeah, okay, so as he goes to throttle him, Tyvir slams into his side, and while this does knock him back, he is stupendously strong for a Marine, even for a Marine. And while he's off balance, the flying weight of the now cyborg Septum just clears him off his feet and across the room.
Yeah, I put him down, and then I want to look up at the rest of them. Can I do something as this happens?
What do you want to
Or
do?
is this like... I basically want to stand up and start speaking.
Yeah, go on.
That's it. You are Astartes! What are you doing fighting amongst one another? We are legionnaires of the Emperor! Get back to your damn work and stop acting like animals!
Khan
There's
looks,
a Ronan we know and love.
Khan looks around at that and kind of just throws his arms out. As he kind of staggers back to his feet, you can almost see like the nerves in his forehead. The veins just pulsing. As he just stands back up, and Malakai, you feel your control slipping as through sheer force of will, he rights himself back up. And you eventually let go of it, wait to try and continue. And Khan kind of like breathes out and goes, "We're the warhounds, Metal Man. We are animals."
as pleasant as this has all been, I think the the 13th starting more fights is not going to get us anywhere.
I look at Gideon. Is he struggling?
Yeah, but you've almost unconsciously been holding him down with your foot, your metics of your body just adding a considerable weight.
Gideon, I will let go if you promise me right now you will not throttle anyone in this room.
Well, try.
It's an oddly specific request.
He looks at you and kind of glares, and his face softens slightly as he marshals his anger and goes, "You have my word, cousin."
I take my foot off his chest and I look at everyone else. Can we go back to planning, please?
Carlos Blank goes, "Well, I think planning's done. Blue Boy over there is... Blue Boy's not joining us, and... well, the dogs and wolves will fight side by side to burn this place to the ground."
I think there's a few more specifics we have to go over, Karn.
Really?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are, Night Lord. I'm gonna send...
I'm not allowed to yet.
8th Legion.
8
We always have to correct ourselves.
Tyvir, back to your quarters. That's a direct order.
Oh, I'm sorry. When did I start taking orders from you? I don't remember that.
Right now.
Oh. No.
Why start is so difficult? Why? Why? It's not easy, is it? No! Is it?
Ordering around the wrong people you can't order around.
Do remember, Arik, that you actually do have no authority over Tyvir whatsoever.
Technically,
His own legion has authority over him. He's a visitor and a guest. He's not actually an official member of your legion.
Technically, Arik, you have no authority over myself, nor do you have authority over Tyvir.
You can lodge a formal complaint to the legions of both those characters. The problem is that I'm pretty sure the 8th Legion would actually probably promote him.
It's not just
Like the 10th Legion might actually reprimand Septum, but I'm pretty sure the 8th Legion may actually give him rewards.
I will tell you, you can lodge a formal complaint. However, I doubt the 8th Legionnaires will take it seriously.
Besides, I don't like you.
At this point, however, you hear a polite knock on the door that sounds like metal strike. Well, to the happiness of kind of like a door. You hear what sounds like a metal mechandrite rapping softly against.
Oh, God.
I go and look through the eye hole.
Yeah, you look through basically like the military shutter, and you see Deltrian. Well, not actually looking up, looking right, like down through the damp slit, and then you see his eye kind of come out of his head and worm through the slit to look at you. Hello, brother Malakai.
Hello, Deltrian.
Open the
What
door.
can we do for you?
Oh, I seem to have made a false assumption. The databanks indicate that a knocking on the door indicates a request to come into your abode.
Open the door, Malakai.
Okay.
I think
very
you should
well.
hold the door.
Do you open the door for him?
Yeah, open the door for him.
As you do so, his eye kind of retracts back into his head, and he kind of rolls on in. As he sees everybody, he kind of like nods his head ever so slightly. Brother Daevos of the Lunar Wolves. No, he turns around. Cousin Septum of the 10th Legion. Brother Equerry, acting captain of the Lunar Wolf 10th Company. Cousin Sergeant Tyvir. Brother Malakai.
Sergeant Tyvir.
He looks to you, Tyvir. Have I made a mistake? Cousin Sergeant Tyvir of the 8th Legion. Commended for brutal acts of guerrilla terrorism. Reprimanded for the same acts by brother legions.
Oh yeah. Anyway, Karn, was it Gideon? This is Deltrian, my resident Magos.
Cousin Captain Khan of the Warhounds Legion. It is of great displeasure that I finally meet you, as he puts forward his mechandrite. As Khan reaches forward to grip it, Deltrian stares him dead in the face and goes, I will have a revenge for Unit 231 and Unit 244. Even Khan seems somewhat taken aback by Deltrian's words.
He's an honest fella.
As you say that, Deltrian's voice then just goes, your death will bring me great pleasure, Khan. Khan is looking slightly askance to the rest of you and then starts laughing and goes, Jesus, even your tech priests have more backbone than the blue Smurf boys. Gideon just looks furious at him. As Deltrian turns to the Equerry Gideon, he also offers him a mechandrite and goes, Cousin Acting Captain Gideon of the 13th Legion, your captain's death was pathetic. As Gideon stares at him dead in...
I rub my chest.
I put my hand on Gideon's chest and say, leave it.
He turns to you. Is there a problem, Cousin Septum Cyber? I have merely been repeating what has been said around the camp.
Not anymore. Please. Never mind, continue.
I would like to advise to all of you that Arik is no longer acting captain of the 10th Company Lunar Wolves Legion.
Please explain, Deltrian.
I didn't realize it was in the first place.
Your understanding of Legion
Oops,
protocols is somewhat unfortunate.
Who's Arik?
Jesus Christ!
Deltrian looks somewhat confused and goes, never mind. And goes, right, goes, well, your understanding of Legion protocol is rather sad, Cousin Tyvir of the 8th Legion. If you wish, I can inform you completely of the protocol regarding passing on command during a captain's death.
It works different for us. I don't really care.
He looks somewhat concerned and goes, my databanks are in error. Accordingly, 8th Legion operates under the same legislature as the rest of the legions.
Yes, it does.
Questions
Continue,
filed away for later.
Deltrian.
Anyway, reason for previous statements. Brother Captain Darnik is actually not dead.
Ha!
I
You
saw
failed,
his
Karn.
head get cut off.
Khan looks furious at this.
Oh god,
Excuse
can
me.
the mistake get any worse?
Magos, please explain. Oh, look at that.
Yay, numbers.
He looks confused and goes, well, I thought I made it pretty plain. Brother Captain Darnik is not dead.
Yes, how is he not dead?
The bastard's too stubborn to die.
I sewed him back together.
That
Karn,
too.
I think you lost the duel.
Khan looks, he's looking murderous right now, and you can see him always reaching to grasp Deltrian's throat as to throttle him for the location of Darnik's corpse in which he can just finish the job.
I think it's less that you lost than I won, Karn. I think we can be satisfied with that at least.
At least a draw, though. At the very least.
An expression crosses Khan's face that you thought you'd never see on the Astartes, and what can only be described as Mardy. For those of you who don't get it, it's mopey and childishly depressed.
I clap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, so that's what Deltrian says.
I mean, surely he was technically dead for at least a few minutes.
I don't think technically dead counts for the purposes of a duel.
I think
You
it
see
does. I'm not
Deltrian
sure.
reading back and forth and goes, according to all traditions of the Warhound's gladiatorial ritual, there is no writings considering whether or not an opponent who dies is resurrected from the dead counts as actually having died.
Definitely lost.
Anyway, I thought I may as well inform you. And then he starts to roll out the room.
Well, that's an interesting situation, Karn. I guess you're not in charge.
Khan just looks over to you and goes, if I find out where he is, I am cutting his other limbs off.
Well, there won't be in a duel, and then you'll be reprimanded by the custode, so that'll be a good thing. I advise you go do that.
Oh no, the custode. Whatever will I do?
Well, you'll
If
probably
you insult
die.
you insult the Emperor, you're insulting the custodes themselves, so I would watch your mouth.
He kind of looks, throws you a dirty look and he goes, well, I see everything's been overridden here. Anyway, tomorrow the attack starts. Either have your men there or don't. If you're not there, you're cowards. If you are there, well, good. We understood?
I have a different proposition.
Speak.
Your plan to throw bodies at the wall, while is a plan, I think a different approach may be more prudent at this time. At least for now. People don't respond to brute force as well as, well, anything really. A little bit more subtlety might be needed right now before the actual bloodshed starts.
His lip kind of curls into taste of that and goes, they don't react at all if they're all dead, cousin.
Well, technically we're not here to kill them all.
Well, technically we weren't here to kill them at all.
Just saying, if you wanted to go...
Mission parameters changed when Darnik blew up the ship.
And mission parameters can change while I'm still in charge.
You're not in charge.
Oh,
Darnik's alive.
until Darnik gets up off his feet. Which I'm not even sure is true.
I'm not telling you what to do, Karn. I'm just proposing a second option.
Well, speak.
Well, if we do go Khan's plan, why do we have to go on foot? We have several multiple ships in orbit. Just level the city. Send the same mission. Or message even.
Destroying a city from orbit is not as, no, it's not as...
It's more thorough and it's prettier to watch.
But it doesn't send the same message.
Then we level a few more cities.
And then we have...
There were savages. I think they'd be more afraid of people who are ruthlessly efficient and crazy.
Do you know why the Warhounds butcher as we do?
Don't particularly care.
Which, if you speak to me like that again, you'll lose your head. I let it go once what you just did. We understood?
Capital city, I say, interrupting this, contains the leadership of this world. And as Darnik was trying to point that before Arik continued to interrupt with threats and personal insults against myself. Cutting
Very
off the head of the snake.
Septum, make a strength check.
Oh. Oh, what is...
Oh,
I brought up Alex, he's trying to fight away. Get at me.
I fucking swear to God, if Gideon's doing something, I'm gonna fucking level him. what did I roll? I'm not going to get on.
I don't know. 36 is pretty
Well,
good.
that's 3.9
you-
plus the 2, right? Because
Did you-
pass from unnatural strength. I am in full armor.
You don't have as much strength as me. That's weird.
No, I don't. I'm a devastator now.
Okay. As Gideon tries to go forward, you literally just slam him back against the wall, Septum. And you see some murder written across his face till he manages to control it once again.
Gideon, I had your word.
You had my word that I wouldn't try to strangle anyone in the room. Save about ripping his goddamn throat out!
Then excuse me for not being appropriate with my wording. If you so much as touch any other Astartes in this room, I will throw you out of this war room.
Kind of holds himself in check again.
Are we good? Good. Continue.
Anyway, that little outburst aside, cutting off the head of the snake will produce a more this unitus. Is that a word? Regardless, it'll send their entire force into disarray, and it'll be an easy matter to mop up afterwards. And if we take them alive, we may be able to convince the other cities to surrender. And if they don't want to comply, well, more heads for the spikes. I propose, Karn, that you send me in alone, ahead of the main force, and let me do my work.
I'll have to confer with Captain Darnik. He looks around for a second. Alright, agreed.
Give me a day and I'll give you the gates. Give me a month, I'll give you the city, but I don't think we have that time.
He looks over and you actually see, as he's thinking, that you've all heard rumours that Khan isn't just the killing machine that he pretends to be, that he's actually a rather intelligent general, and you do see beginnings of that as he seems to be working through the plan. He nods. Don't take the gates. Take the power out. Make it dark.
I was
And
gonna do that anyway.
then let the dogs and wolves run rampant through the night.
Who's our quartermaster? Actually, I didn't think about it. Who's the quartermaster?
You've not specifically really met up with him, but there is one around. You can go find him out if you want to.
I'll put together a list of equipment they'll need for the quartermaster.
Okay. As Khan finally
do we
rests.
have-
Sorry.
Do we have plans of the city?
We have orbital viewings. Gives us a big enough look. And as he does so, he kind of turns to a cogitator in the room and taps a few times at a keyboard, bringing up the area that you will be entering.
Interesting.
Are these measurements actual?
They're kind of actual. Use them as like a rough estimation. You'll be entering the city like proper, as opposed to because the city does actually go a lot further out. But most of that's like almost towns.
We'll need whatever tactical reports are available.
He nods. We'll have them sent over. He looks at the rest of them. Are we all right with this? Gideon says nothing. As he sees this, Khan just rolls his eyes and goes, "Wolves, are you alright sending in the... Well, we alright sending our cousin in first?" No, nothing? Gonna take that as tacit agreement then.
I was muted, but oh well.
Tyvir, get your shit sorted, get it together, get in there.
With pleasure.
You have until tomorrow evening. Once tomorrow evening's done, we're storming the gates.
Have fun with that. Gideon, I'll see you later. And I walk out.
I look at...
Make a strength check for me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Tyvir, look what you're making me do.
And again, as he pushes forward, you just slam him back against the wall. You swear you can hear his armour cracking after the repeated abuse.
Gideon, a word after this, please.
He throws your hand off you angrily and storms out. Goes, you can have a word with me when I'm dead. As he turns to leave, he just turns around and says, traitors, every single one of you. He murdered your captain. He murdered our captain.
He started it.
Tyvir!
Who is closest? Malakai, if you want to try and tackle him, strength check.
Tackle who?
Gideon.
Tyvir? Gideon? No, I'll let him leave.
Okay.
Tyvir, Emperor, damn it!
Can you make me a strength check, please? Shaun.
Don't kill him.
Or you can make a dodge check.
I'll make strength.
It's opposed strength or it's individual dodge check.
My dodge isn't that great actually. I've been limited by more agility, so strength.
Can you try and triple?
Fuck. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm using all my re-rolls already. Goddamn.
It's
Uh,
don't worry, you got it.
There we go. It's 6.3. It's better.
Okay, as he runs to charge you, you easily basically just swing to the side, grab him and throw him head first into a pile of shipping crates. He staggers to his feet and starts scrabbling for his bolt pistol.
I just stand there with my arms crossed and say, "You talk about honor, glory, treachery, but every time, it's the 13th Legion who throws the first punch."
Make me a dodge check. Or a parry
am I
negative
able to-
20. Parry negative 20.
Oh, Jacob, I can't act here.
No, this is happening in split seconds.
Damn it.
You're just, most of you are just seeing, looking at the tent.
Can I can't. No, I can't.
With my dipole magnock, I'll quickly draw my Pyre Sword to get a +10 on the weapon skill
Yep, okay.
test, because then I have a chance of success, so this is -10.
Oh, fuck!
Okay, and as the bolt pistol barks off, Tyvir just draws his blade in one and flourishes it in almost an arc in front of him, and you just see the two halves of the casing drop to the ground as he then resheathes it back in one smooth motion.
Yeah.
At this point, a lot of Lunar Wolves have turned up, guns raised, most of them pointing at Gideon on the ground. Few of them pointing at Tyvir, more to stop him from murdering Gideon.
I'm standing there with my arms crossed.
I know, but they're just in case.
I heard the bark of the bolt pistol, right?
Yeah,
I
and you
have
just
made no
and you
aggressive
and you
I'm
saw
immediately running.
and you saw. Well, no, you were coming out of the tent, well, the hab unit as it happened, and you
Okay.
saw Tyvir split the bullet in two.
Okay, right. I look directly at Gideon. Just shake my head.
Negative 20 dodge check. Septum.
Damn.
Wait, for me?
Your name is Septum, right?
Oh, shit. -20 dodge check. I'm not gonna pass that. Where's my fucking sheet? Yeah, okay, -20 dodge check. Can't do anything that, yeah, can't. I only have a fucking knife on me, so I don't have a dipole maglock. So, -20 dodge. I'm just gonna use agility. That didn't. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Do you know what? No, don't.
Okay.
As the second bolt shot flies past Tyvir's head, obviously a missed shot, it slams just grazing along your shoulder, semi-detonating but doing no harm, as the fragments embed itself in your vambrace and gorge it.
I stay still for a split second, and face Gideon, and sheathe your weapon.
Gideon
I
staggers
hope-
to his feet.
I hold my hand up to Septum and say, "Now, this is between me and him."
Speak of traitors.
Gideon just tears his helmet off and spits acid onto the ground in front of you, Tyvir, and then starts to storm off towards the 13th Legion camp.
As he walks away, I'll say, "Arik spent every minute of the meeting insulting me, insulting Darnik. Arik challenged me. Arik lost."
Gideon says nothing as he walks away in silence, helmet clanked to his side.
Spoke 13th Legion.
You'd think they don't like me.
Oh no, I wouldn't want that. You're perfect.
I pat him on the shoulder.
Oh, my shoulder.
I don't know why people get like this. I mean, from my perspective, it was all perfectly legal.
Okay.
Good challenge.
Darnik.
I did what? Sorry? I didn't hear the last
Good
bit. Septum.
challenge.
You did. Well, technically challenged Karn, but by the laws of seconding, I was challenged.
Darnik.
Yes.
Your eyes flicker open.
What?
You're in pitch black. For a second you think you're blind, but you soon start to tell the difference between the shades of black. You're trapped in something.
What kind of sorcery is this?
As you say that, you hear a strange growl emanate a split second later from the box in front of you that you're inside.
I really hope this works. What sorcery is this?
As you say that, all you hear is the thunk and clank of gyros crawling together, and a deep booming voice says those same words a split second later. And
Did
Deltrian,
that actually work?
did you say that?
No, I mean that. No, I'm saying
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing worked.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Come on, John.
If anyone hasn't figured out what's going on, I'm very disappointed.
I know what's going on.
And then you suddenly hear Deltrian's voice. Ancient, he thinks for a second. Novice, can you hear me in there?
Aye, and watch your words, small one.
He looks left and right and goes. Then you hear tapping on the box you're inside. Your ocular
Look at that.
your ocular enhancements aren't activated yet.
Like, what?
Standard protocol. Initiate. And here we go. You are now part of the new Dreadnought training program. I will be your guide, Magos Deltrian.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
If you have any questions, please ask.
What in the name of the Emperor have you done to me?
Would you like the literal answer to that question, or the comforting and reassuring answer to that question?
Speak! The first one!
You are in a box.
Jacob, am I around to hear this?
Yeah, you have just come back in to see, since time has been passing, sort of that, and what looks like a weird, almost cylindrical chassis with a domed head, no arms or legs, like almost like like a missile, kind of like being formed. And you hear this voice being shouted out of it. It doesn't sound like anything like Darnik, so you've no idea who it is.
I kind of just pointed at Daltrian and then pointed at that. I'm like, is this what you were doing when I came in earlier?
Please do not be alarmed, brother Captain Darnik. It is merely your old friend, Apothecary Igorek.
You! I like try to
Is
punch.
it tight?
You start as you start shouting and yelling, you suddenly hear the voice cut off and goes, God, I was getting tired of him talking.
Muffled sound just
I shall give you a few moments to recalibrate and to calm down, brother Captain Darnik. It is a rather momentous change.
I sit down, I guess.
Well, you can't really move. As you realise, you have no arms. Inside,
Actually rather intrigued by
there are
this.
no limbs twitching. You can almost feel them, but like as if they should be there, but they're not.
Oh, ghost limb.
Suddenly you realise that you're not breathing. You're in fact inhaling a liquid. You start to panic and get claustrophobic very quickly. Can you make me a willpower check?
Shit.
I really want to say it.
Great.
I really want to say it. I can use willfire for it.
Just a sec.
Does he have? I don't think he has any fate points.
No, he has none.
Squad broken.
Lose 3 willpower.
Okay.
That wasn't a joke, Ronan. Seriously, you're losing 3
Okay.
willpower.
I'm sorry. 37.
You get one last chance, so you can put it back up. Well, normally the threat's enough. Okay, so you can't control the pattern. You start to twitch, and suddenly you feel your chassis start to rotate as you turn inside the liquid. Igorek, from the outside, you see what looks like the front head of this thing look left and right, almost in panic, as the body starts to twist.
I look at Deltrim like, I think he might be panicking. I kind of like thumb in his general direction as I'm looking at it, Deltrim.
Deltrin kind of looks and then shrugs and goes, "We never really anticipated this."
Is there an injection point for something to go in?
Oh, you did fucking swallow.
Hold on. As he wanders over to the back and you hear what sounds like sparking, and suddenly, Darnik, you fall to sleep. Deltrin returns back round and goes, "It's part of the new program. People may go... We figured that there might be some long-term problems. We anticipated short-term ones. So they're designed to sleep for long periods of time in a form of stasis. They're awoken in time for battle."
Does Beltrian look embarrassed?
Deltrian physically cannot give an embarrassed look. Deltrian also can't be embarrassed because Deltrian does not give 2 shits.
Kind of just nod a little bit and look at Deltrin like, it's actually rather fascinating.
Yes, he is what we are classing as a contemptor pattern dreadnought. A few of the legions got in contact about some form of heavy armament. They did not appreciate the Legio Cybernetica lending them their aid, so we thought we would meld the two. We would have your mortal Astartes, those 2 brutally wounded to continue fighting, interred into these tombs through which they could power, well, the dreadnought. Now, it doesn't look like this. It's not finished. We're still getting parts sent down from orbit, but we were waiting for someone of a suitable candidacy, and Brother Captain Darnik fit the requirements quite spectacularly. Deltrin keys into the phone. "Hello?" His tin just disappeared. Okay. As he does so, Deltrin kind of turns back and reactivates Darnik, and once more you wake up. "Brother Captain Darnik, have you calmed down?"
Please don't do that again.
"Unfortunately, that sleep will be a long part of your life when the madness starts to set in."
So you've met Tyvir.
He goes, "This is not a joking matter. The human psyche, even the transient one, is not designed to withstand confinement for eternity. And in eternity, unfortunately, you will live out. In the beginning, you'll be able to operate without any impairment or function, but you will start to miss the ability to feel and to touch and to eat. And it will drive you irrevocably insane. Which is why we will put you to sleep."
I stay silent at that point. Just kind of like,
"I am judging by your silence that you're providing tacit consent for the further upgrades to be provided to your chassis. Now is a time you may choose if you wish to back out, and we may let you die your final death. However, should you choose to proceed with the rest of the surgery and the rest of the applications, you will be a weapon of war that has not, the likes of which have not been seen before."
carry on.
Understood.
Now, Captain, just because he's making you into his weapon of war, does not mean you can go stomp corn. Right?
I learned that lesson the hard way, Apothecary. But be silent and let him work.
He can clearly hear me chuckling and like, "Oh, I have to do what I came in there to do in the first place."
Anyway, we will call a quick 5-minute break there, so I can go smoke. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Come back then. Okay, and welcome back to Great Crusade. So, we just left off with Igorek walking out on Delchian, putting Darnik into one of the first Contemptor dreadnoughts of the new dreadnought program being implemented into the Legions Astartes for the crippled and fatally wounded warriors that fall in honourable battle? Question mark.
I mean, it was battle.
He fell in combat.
It wasn't really a battle.
I don't know. Do you know, like, if you kill like a defenseless civilian, does that count as battle? Because that's essentially like what happened.
Combat. He died in combat.
Dishonorable combat.
He died in
It was
slaughter.
a combat over a point of honor. That's about as close as we'll get.
But you didn't
Using dishonorable means.
Yes.
Who gives a fuck about that?
And dying like a wimp. Anyway, back.
Nearly
Fucking
killed.
playing with a knife over here.
Yes, but Shaun, you don't get gold medal for nearly winning,
I know,
right?
I'm just saying.
Nor in this case do you live as a
Technically,
whole
it's not
human being.
Hey, Shaun, watch him cut yourself, not Edge. Jesus fucking Christ.
Flip.
Yeah, then it just fell. It would be great if his hand just fell off.
Yeah. Also, you're cutting it the wrong way, but I won't get into that.
Ronan, shut up.
Okay.
Right. There are lines we're not allowed to cross on this channel.
Yeah, there are. I'm very sorry. I will just retract into my little seat.
Okay. Like Eric's ethnic nature. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Oh, we came to a conclusion before the session started, so it's fine.
He's lifting up.
A conclusion?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Got a straight answer from you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you
I
never
can't
asked
say this
before,
straight.
so.
I did ask. I asked like 3 times. You were all like, ah. Yeah.
Moving on. Moving on before we are shut down. So, Igorek has walked out of Delchian's workshop. And
More like on the side of the room, really.
okay.
I'm still doing stuff within, type of deal.
But as you see, Delchian, while he's got the main chassis, there seems to be lots of work to do as he carries on, like, tinkering with the wires coming out of the body. It looks like only the main chassis has been brought down as he starts to bring other... he kind of starts sizing up pieces of highly advanced equipment before sticking them in place and removing them again. Okay, everybody else, you've kind of been informed of the plan that Khan is taking, which is to send Tyvir in as a lone operative and then butcher everything. Now, Arik, while you aren't actually acting captain, due to the absence of your current captain, you do have final authority. Are you actually going to concede with this plan?
See, on the one hand, like out of character. On the one hand, I think he's conflicted between the views of the Ultramarines, and he sees the 2 paths ahead of him. And he's like, I could side with the Ultramarines and say, look, we're not being any part of this, to try and salvage any sort of moral fibre out of it, and just say, look, fair enough, Tyvir can be part of the operation, that's fine. And anyone who wants to volunteer to go ahead with it and assist, that's fine. But the command squad and the majority of the Lunar Wolves will stand down. But I think as a practical view, the Imperium needs to take the world into its fold, and doing that as fast as possible with as many men committed is the best way. So I think going ahead with Khan's plan, sure, why not?
Is that what you're gonna order? You don't have to. As I said, you're absolutely capable of just refusing to deploy your men into this one.
Mm-hmm. I would like to brief the company. Brief the company before the operation. But yeah, I think we're going ahead.
Okay. I mean, do you want to convene with the rest of the command squad before you make a decision?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Okay, so basically, after all that happened, you probably all remained in the war room, leaving Malakai, Daevos, and Septum with Arik.
I was just outside with Tyvir.
Yeah, but you probably head off because Tyvir's fucked off, basically, I assume, back to his own
Oh.
place to prepare. Oh, you just...
We finished off with
Okay.
me and I patted
Yeah.
Septum on the shoulder and then we switched to Darnik.
Yeah, okay, that's fine enough. So, Tyvir and Septum, what are you up to?
Right, we're outside, right? I turn to Septum and say, as much as I hate that prick, I'm gonna need you to go talk to him. Convince him to lend his support to this plan. He's not gonna like it, but I think the only way he'll listen is if you convince him that the Ultramarines' participation will help mitigate civilian losses. He's already seen what the Warhounds and the Wolves can do when, well, particularly the Warhounds. And he won't listen to me because he's a prejudiced prick, but he might listen to you.
Well, if you ask it of me, Tyvir, I will definitely try, but I must warn you, diplomacy is not my forte.
What the fuck was that noise?
That was the ghost.
I'm still alive.
Don't make me regret this.
Well, it was a vehicle, and Shaun is a vehicle, so we finish it with him.
But yeah,
Well, I mean, you know, he's a heavy load.
Yeah. I finished it.
Gideon will not be happy to participate in this conflict, but lean into the fact that losses will be much higher if he doesn't get involved. The Ultramarines can protect pockets of the population.
I'm sure you mean the 13th Legion, Tyvir.
Yes, those people.
It's an ultramarine.
What's an ultimate?
That's the color of their armor. That's what I'm calling them. From now
Okay,
on.
we're just going to make a flat statement to crew. Whenever we refer to them accidentally by their actual Legion name, that is because we have too much use playing the game. Just, in your heads, replace it with their Legion designation.
Read, put this in the comments. No. Yeah.
We'll need
that's
the
fine.
aid. We'll need the aid of the Ultramarine clad 13th. There we go. Because their armor is the color of Ultramarine.
Yeah. I shall see what I can do, Tyvir. Cannot promise it will happen as you wish it to, but
I didn't
my
ask
word is my word.
Remember that.
Okay.
This is you talking to Gideon.
Yes, we didn't speak.
This is your request.
Yes, we didn't speak. Don't worry.
We can take the city on our own, but it won't be pleasant if everyone dies.
I would agree with that.
I'm sure the custodians, once they arrive, will have a few words about it. If we can convince the Ultramarines to remain, the hammer that comes down on us for Darnik's mistake will hopefully not be as heavy.
We can only hope.
Okay.
You know, Alaric kept making the assumption that it was my idea to fire on the ship. While amusing, it was the worst decision that could have been made.
I did not hear of this.
Oh, he literally would not shut up about it. Why do you think nothing's been done the last week? That and insulting me.
I do remember that, yes.
There's a reason his head rests in my bedchambers. Get to it. I slap him on the shoulder and head into the war room.
Okay.
As I open the door, I turn to him and say, "Actually, give it an hour." Then I go,
I'm aware that Gideon needs to pull off.
Okay.
Take a chill pill, as the people used to say.
Igorek, what are you saying?
No, I'm just saying I'm leaving it alone.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking something.
No.
Okay.
As I
Tyvir's
said,
comment about the skull in his bedchamber. I'm just leaving it alone.
You've not seen it yet.
I know. I was gonna make a bug cable comment. I'm just leaving it alone.
he finds the term bedchamber funny.
No,
Okay.
You have a skull in your bedchamber. Fun.
Alright,
I
so
have several.
what to do first? Alright, so we're gonna go back in. Tyvir, you return to the war room.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Septum.
Yeah, I do, because I'm
Right,
leaving
so-
it for an hour.
Everybody but Igorek kind of, and Darnik, because he's in a box, kind of gathers around the table once more. Devoid of any NPC to instigate interaction.
Just ourselves.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Follow the orders of a psychopathic madman who killed our captain.
Sociopathic.
Temporarily.
Almost deaded.
Darnik challenged Karn. It was a fair duel.
All the same, he still murdered our captain.
No, it wasn't murder. You don't understand. Okay. Someone get the rulebook. Septum, where'd you put the rulebook? It's not murder, it was
I
a
like
killing.
pull it out, like I
It was
was
a legal killing.
And put into it. It's like,
Oh, you actually have a rulebook?
like just going through it. I was like, I think it's this section of Tiger.
don't know who Codex Astartes exists yet.
No, it's not. But
It's like a Legion handbook.
It's like a Legion handbook. It's like
Oh,
it's
wait,
mine.
wait, here, I have mine right here. Hold on.
Please don't make me write a fucking wiki page for the fucking Legion handbook.
No. It's this little book that I've written.
You thought the Legion Astartes totally non-religious primer.
Yeah.
It's a compilation of all the rules and regulations.
How to specimen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And one of them says,
Back on
don't
track.
kill other company
Yeah,
cats.
back on track.
Yeah. So
Uh,
his death was a legal one, and one that Darnik went into knowing could happen.
You know what? I'm gonna...
it's Jake. Oh no, he's back.
What is that? Just a random.
So what do you say, Kyle?
What was
Yeah,
thinking?
what was he saying?
I was saying, not actually done anything that bad. So, you know, don't deserve as much shit as you get off the Smurfs. Sorry for giving you shit. Tyvir.
I kind of just look around. Is there someone else called Tyvir or something?
You hear above you in the distance the sounds of squealing pigs.
I look around and he says someone called Tyvir and like, yo, Tyvir.
Okay, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you and Deltrin together for a lesson on sarcasm.
But no.
Well, they are both more machine than man at this point.
Oh god, yeah, that's true.
Oh, are they?
I'm still
Well,
alive.
I'm not sure about Deltrin, but I'm pretty sure that Septum probably has something in his pants that requires a pull cord.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway,
Can we
You see what happens when there are no NPCs to instigate interaction?
Yeah.
Literally nothing happens.
no, Tim makes lewd comments. That's what happens.
Alright,
There's a metal and skull fucking.
back on track!
Question.
Lack of comments like that, Tim. Thank you.
Jesus.
I turn back to whoever it is.
Vulture.
Well, surprised you had the balls to apologize.
Want to make a comment about Space Greens?
I
Stop.
swear to you, I will find where you live and pour boiling tea in the next person's eyes to break character, alright?
Does that mean I've got to cut my arms off?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, luckily your Skype
Looks
has an
like you're on
address.
the next-
Where
looks like
is
you're on
he?
the next-
No, Skype has an address.
I was going to say,
Really?
you're on the next plane to Ireland, Jacob.
Can we continue?
He's not
You wanna-
Irish.
Anyway,
Huh?
Equerry, you wanted to.
Oh, Ronan, Shaun.
That's
Yeah, of course.
Right, no, seriously, guys. Stop interrupting. Tyvir.
Anyway, Equerry, you wanted to say something.
The Warhounds, they've established they're going to essentially drown the city in the civilian blood. That's bad. As you all know, our Legion standing right now is not the best.
Nope.
Our command squad, our company is not the best. We need to fix this, or we're gonna get royally golden buggered by the custodes. It's not good. So, the Ultramarines, as stuck up as they are, and as dogmatic as they are, they have a point in that the civilian populace needs to be saved. It needs to be spared as much as possible. Who can do that? Us, we can. Now, how we go about this, I think, is for us to decide right now.
I can speak to Gideon if you want so.
I'm trying to look over at Septum. Just not saying anything, just look at him.
Just something you're looking at, Tyvir.
There's this thing on my face.
Yeah, go on.
So I propose that we join in this assault, but more as moderators. Soldiers, but moderators. You know how it goes. We need to save this city. We need to bring them into the Imperium. Any ideas? Because I've got fucking nothing.
The only way to save the city is to stop the Warhounds. We can't do that. I say let them attack the city on their own. There'll be fewer for the custodian guard for them to kill.
Yeah. We'll let them do the city on their own, their numbers will be thinned slightly.
They will also kill almost the entirety of the civilian populace.
Oh no,
And
they'll
then
kill
move on.
everyone. I'm not.
That is a
city's
foregone
population.
conclusion.
Is it?
I mean, they're only attacking one city.
They will move on.
We're attacking the capital, Query.
Hmm.
The highest population.
If you try to protect the civilians, what do you think they're going to do?
Civilians.
Attack
They've already
move
shown
on
they
to
will
civilians
fight
or not.
us.
They will instigate violence between regions. Yes.
I don't want
Unless
any
you want to
blood
use
on
that
my
an
hands.
Unless you want to use that as an excuse to fight the Warhounds. So let
The
them do their job.
Warhounds will attack the parts of the city that have not already been taken. If you take parts of the city before them, they will not attempt to move in because they will have other areas to attack.
The
Yes,
civilians will flee and they'll die the same.
And if they don't
Well,
get that filled,
obviously
don't
don't-
let them have a
Obviously,
city.
don't let them flee into the Warhounds.
What are we, babysitters or soldiers now?
Well, because of Darnik's actions, we're both. Well, you're both. I have other things to do.
Darnik's
I see.
actions, but you let them happen. You enjoyed and took part in them. Should have had the foresight and responsibility
He-
not to challenge them or joined the challenge in the first place.
Tyvir was a separate party entirely.
I was there when he launched the attack on the ship. You all let it happen. I have no authority to tell Captain Darnik to do anything.
I don't believe any
Yeah.
of us have. Except the Equerry.
I laughed at his foolishness, but
As much as
he's not my brother.
I do believe this could have been done with negotiations rather than opening fire to begin with.
That's in the
Okay.
past now. No
past.
time to worry about that
We-
now.
Yes, we need to
Exactly.
move on.
We can only correct our actions through the future now.
We follow the 13th example. That is what I say. Keep ourselves as far away from the Warhounds and their
And you'll be condemning every citizen in that city to death.
Once
better
they
than them
finish, once they finish with the capital, the Warhounds move on to other targets. They're not going to stop.
The custodian
Warhounds
guards
are
will
not
deal with it when
idiots.
they
If
get
you
here.
place, they'll deal with all of us. You think they're forgiving? No, we have to prove that we have some value left. The
If
only
we
way to
set
do
a
that is to
cordon around the
protect
city and don't allow the Warhounds to leave,
That'll go well. They outnumber all of you.
Just so you all remember, there are 3 companies of Warhounds. There is only one company of Lunar Wolves and one company of 13th Legion.
and we let them take a mauling from the city's defenses first.
I don't
With
think you
Tyvir
understand
in there.
what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
Don't
Custom
do it.
for your concern. Sorry, I cut out for a second there.
The point is, the Warhounds will kill everyone unless you're there to stop them.
What can we do? We've already shown the disregard for our sentiments.
We
Yes.
take places of the
If
city.
you ta-
They will
Exactly. If you take portions of the city, they won't bother to go in there because there will be other fodder to find.
despite their barbarism, they are intelligent.
And an
Always-
inconsequential number of civilians will be saved.
Okay,
Life
okay.
living all lives.
What I'm seeing right now is we split our forces among the Warhounds and ourselves, and if we can convince the Ultramarines, all the better. We can cover more ground. What I'm seeing, thank you, Septum. What I'm seeing right now is the Lunar Wolves take the most heavily populated areas and the most civilian-based areas and take them for ourselves. We practice our technique of warfare, which is not the Warhounds' technique of warfare. Anything we'll throw the Warhounds at the biggest challenge, the biggest spear point, the most military points. They'll love that, like a bone to a dog. And if we can convince the Ultramarines seeing, what do we think? What I'm seeing right now is
We cut the head off the snake. Have them broadcast the surrender. The Warhounds would be mad to attack the city after that.
You do not
That's
The
understand.
the custodian guard caught wind that they attacked after the surrender was broadcasted. It would be the death of their legion.
You people never
Yeah,
fought.
agree.
You never fought with the Warhounds on Terra, did you? They don't care about surrender.
But the custodians
I did.
do.
I
And the
fought,
emperor.
I fought with the first, the second, the sixth, which is the Warhounds.
Yeah, what I understand though is that the lore has been retconned to the point where there really no Space Legions really fought on Terra anymore.
There was aspirant. There were fights with the aspirants largely. There weren't many deployed situations of legions, Astartes.
Yeah, the Legion level wasn't deployed. But
The first were the only ones who were really deployed in an Astartes capacity, but the aspirants fought plenty.
Like Tyvir.
I fought a lot alongside other legions.
I agree with Malakai. Any life that is taken after they've surrendered is a life taken from the Emperor himself. The custodians would care.
Then we take the portions of the cities that we can save and cut the head off the snake.
If we prevent the deaths of 10,000, then we prevented the deaths of 10,000. If you do not try, then those 10,000 lives are on your heads.
even in a pragmatic view, we wash our hands of some of the blood that we stained it with. I think that's the plan of action.
So you're going to sit by and do nothing.
No. We'll follow through. We'll take any portions of the city that we can save the most lives, and we'll throw the warhounds up the heavily defended parts. Where does this?
Excuse me, sir. Continue.
Where does it fit into your plans, Tyvir?
My plan is to take out the generators, shut down power to the defense systems. That'll send the entire population reeling, including the military forces. And while they're scrambling in the chaos, I'm going to take their leadership.
Will we be able to broadcast the surrender after that? Or make them?
We'll see.
I can only ask for your best. Equerry? Excuse me, acting captain. Your decision.
Malakai? Igorek?
Igorek is not here. Daevos.
Daevos. Will you fight with us in this plan?
Then, I like Malakai's plan, and that's the one I'll fight for.
His plan is to not fight.
I thought his plan was to just attack the leadership and ignore everything else.
That's
That
what
is
I'm
my
going
plan.
to be doing.
That's what Tyvir's plan
That
is.
is my job. My plan.
And then broadcast the surrender, and then the
Yeah.
warhounds would be mad to attack. And then if they do, they're destroyed by the custodians.
Yeah, exactly, so yeah,
Septum?
I agree.
I am in it with whatever the orders are.
Okay. How many men do you need, Tyvir?
It's just an idea.
Just you.
Have you seen his combat capabilities?
I've also been
Stop sucking
shelled.
his dick.
Do we know the military strength of it inside the city? What it looks like?
I've asked for those reports.
Septum, you've been on patrols.
Not near enough the city to gather that kind of information.
No.
What would you have us do?
Any more than myself will be too exposed. Too many. Will be too easy to see. I don't even plan to go in full power armor.
Okay. What would you have the rest of us do?
wait. When the drums of battle begin to sound, get into the city as quickly as possible. Secure as many civilian residential areas as you can. Keep people inside. Set up perimeters. If the Warhounds start making their way through, inform them that this area has been taken, and try and give them some morsel of bloodshed that they can sniff out elsewhere.
And then how do we decide who lives and dies? How does that fit into your morality?
People who try to kill you die. People who
The
cower.
civilians.
Hold on.
How do we decide who we send them to and who we save?
Well,
Whichever's easiest.
you send them to the areas.
Oh, gee, God,
Hello?
what happened now?
Did you guys all figure
Hello,
out?
Phil.
Yeah, there's a massive
Yeah.
lag spike there.
Hello.
Question.
There we go.
Oh, Shaun.
Am I back? Did I?
Yeah, you're
did I-
back.
We all
Yeah.
cut out, don't worry.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
I was doing other stuff while you guys were talking, so.
Kyle was telling you to tell him what to do, then Daevos began speaking about we'll have to.
Alright, if.
Maybe this will work.
No idea what that was about.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello! Alright, sorry about that, viewers. Just slight technical difficulties there. Skype is such a wonderful piece of software that works intermittently.
I believe Malakai asked who do we decide lives or dies, and I said we send them to the areas most heavily defended by military forces. That's the last thing I said.
That's just for the civilians. We just send the civilians in. Any military forces, we send the Warhounds after.
No, we lock down the civilians, make sure they can't leave our designated areas.
Okay. And then designate the Warhounds to go fight the military forces ahead.
Yes.
Exactly. Question. Do I know if I can land a Stormbird inside the city properly?
Well, yeah, you can land a whether there's not going to be an open enough area probably big enough to fit it, but there's probably going to be plenty of buildings you don't mind demolishing as it lands. Stormbirds are big things. They can carry a company of Marines.
Damn, they're bigger than I thought.
Yeah, Stormbirds carry companies. Thunderhawks were later developed to carry squads.
So, off the top of my head, I'm thinking after the power's been cut and after the Warhounds have started to batter against the doors, we jump in and take any positions that we deem the highest. Yeah? And then we can assist.
You want to focus. You want to focus the residential areas. But the attack is planned for night, so most people will be in their homes. If they're not, then we could probably determine that there are some sort of safety bunkers we have to find. I'll see if I can find any when I'm inside.
Sounds good to me.
They'll be much easier to defend if they're in one place.
So, after the power's been cut, we'll drop in with the Stormbirds, secure drop zones, send civilians back to those positions, lock them down, keep everything away from the Warhounds, take the leadership, send the retreat signal, job done.
Oh, actually, when I say a company of Marines, I say a Stormbow can carry what would later become a company, so 100 Marines. Just to clarify that, it can't carry your 3,000 man company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking 100 Marines. 3,000 Marines.
Sorry, I meant to clarify when I said company. I should have clarified because you've got different company sizes.
No. They're going to use the Russian method, whereby you fill up the brim inside, and the rest just hang off the outside.
That's the Indian
That's armor.
That's Indian train.
Extra armor.
Yeah. Like sandbags.
We'll drown them in our blood.
I don't know Imperial Guard.
We need quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
The Warhounds and the Imperial Army will act as a battering ram at the main gates, while the Warhounds and the Little Wolves and hopefully the Ultramarines can sneak inside and take the civilian areas.
See if someone can speak to the commander of the Imperial Guard. Make them less involved than they otherwise would be. It'd be better if the Warhounds took more of the brunt and had less artillery support than they were used to. But that's just my personal preference.
We could look into it.
I think for now, set up some sort of call sign with the Imperial Army officers that if you give it, it means that the Warhounds are making too much progress and to pull back a bit. Something that we can use to slow them down if it comes to it.
A leash, if you will. Sounds good to me.
It is your orders, acting captain.
So, tomorrow afternoon, yeah? Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Wait,
Okay.
what time of day is it?
Currently, it's getting on towards the late evening.
Okay.
So, Daevos and Malakai, would you be able to talk to the Imperial Guard officers for me?
Not go well.
I would probably make them a bit uncomfortable.
Just flat out talking to them.
He's a witch.
David,
He is-
you could brew up something for them.
I bring gifts.
There are easier ways to kill all of them. Looks like that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
It was my
these are
attempt to-
designed for starters. Even the toughest Imperial Guardsmen would die in seconds.
No,
I think we would kill an Ogren.
We haven't found out yet.
I'm quite aware. It was my attempt to humor.
I think we could just tell them we need to keep the city intact, and therefore we won't be needing as much artillery and we'll be requiring far more of a finesse approach, meaning only ground forces, no tanks, and no artillery. Simple enough.
They may not appreciate being asked to deploy on foot. as that
Using
usually
armor to
results-
attack a city would be madness anyway.
It's usually shelled from our father. Artillery is horribly inaccurate.
Our brother Septum knows the woes of artillery.
Well, let's just say I've had a close encounter.
Flashback.
You used to be-
Arms spread wide. Artillery shells soaring through the sky. One imploding directly in his face. Septum scattered in all directions. Flashback
Imperial
ends.
arm-
So right, you did used to have a face.
I look at my arms and my body, and I say,
If the Imperial Army causes any accidental friendly fire against the Warhounds, every single Imperial Army soldier will be dead by morning.
so no artillery.
We'll just tell them to be careful of their forces and to deploy them very strategically.
Is that all we can do? Tell them to be careful.
Tell them to be exceptionally careful.
Oh god, this is gonna go so bad.
I don't know, this sounds like a fantastic plan.
It's good.
You're actively getting in the way of a Warhound's kill.
No, the plan is to redirect it. If they fuck up my plan, that's their problem.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Bloody river of warhounds.
Yeah.
Just a,
If these guys
if the
screw
river
up-
was full of screaming chain axes.
Yes.
I preferred my plan where we make them sack the city and then get themselves killed.
Yeah,
That's
but
not gonna work.
Yeah, but we'll be like, oh, we didn't do anything on the outside, and the Coasters will be like, why didn't you fucking do anything?
Well,
We
to be
are.
fair,
We're going to.
to be
We're
fair-
going to have them surrender.
Khan did specifically say we are allowed to not do anything, but he will call us cowards.
That's fine.
I'm fine with
So,
Little
in
known
his
fact,
words,
it is an executable offence in the Warhounds to be a coward.
we're not the Warhounds.
We could just return to our ship and leave.
No, that wouldn't be allowed.
That would be awful.
That's leaving the expedition without authority.
I don't want to.
You'd be going renegade.
At this point,
Renegade
we have to mitigate the reaction that the custodians will have when they land. Doing nothing will just bring more ire.
And if we force the Warhounds to sack the city,
By doing nothing.
after we've gotten the leaders to
After
surrender,
I have got them, and I have no guarantee that they will surrender.
then why are you going alone?
Because I'll get caught otherwise.
What happens if you die?
Precision strike with a small team. Wasn't there that local officer that was going to show us some subterranean tunnels or something?
Fuck everything about that plan.
Yeah, and Darnik died for him. I'm sure he'd be amicable
Darnik died because he
to
was
talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tyvir for once. Darnik died because he was an
Be that as
He
it
didn't
may,
have a very reinforced
be that
net.
as it may, the officer doesn't need to know that.
From what I hear, you haven't exactly treated him like a prisoner.
I have heard no such tales.
What did the Imperial General do with him?
Took him away.
Should we find
Let's
out
hope to a
about that?
holiday home.
That's another question.
What's another question?
I mean, you could use the tunnels to get into the city, as opposed to just sneaking about.
You'd even get a few more men than just yourself. It'd be much
Yeah.
easier to decapitate the city's leadership.
It really wouldn't be.
Did you also mention earlier you weren't going in full power armor?
No. Have you heard us walking around in power armor?
No, I
Septum
can't hear it
steps
over
back.
the sound of my own power.
These generators, so
Septum steps back.
Ka-chunk!
Thing like really does is like, after a while, it sort of just fades into the background.
At this point, you hear a...
I'll get it. Open the door.
I gotcha.
You see what looks like a... Well, obviously a warhound, judging by the sheer amount of scar tissue on his arms. But you also see across his where his forearms are, blades strapped down them. And no power armor in sight, just what looks like army outfit. As you so it says, Majesty Tyvir.
Tyvir, you have a
I
visitor.
can just lean around Septum. Yeah.
Which Khan sent me. We need to plan. We're infiltrating the city.
No, I am.
No, we are. We're going to go our separate ways once we're through.
Right outside.
Alright,
Slowly towards the door.
that's fine. He nods and kind of like, you seem to start to lean back against the door, kicking off.
How's your
Snag.
plan gonna work now, Tyvir? Gonna sneak in with a madman.
What was that, sir?
Warhound sneaking.
I don't think Warhounds sneak. I think people are just too afraid to tell them they can see them.
I think it's just the element of they don't want to admit that they're actually there. It's all a hallucination.
Yes, but anyway, Tyvir, your plan now, it seems to have gone to, well, shit, for lack of a better term.
They were just kind of just standing there staring at the table, lost in thought.
Tyvir.
Oh no, they've gone for weeks thinking.
There's an opportunity for you guys to talk.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking at you slowly leaning forward
As-
toward...
As the silence...
So why don't we?
Sorry.
Why don't you tell him that you'll be doing the attack tomorrow night, and we do it tonight instead?
No, no support. Mm-mm.
That's a
Ooh,
bad idea.
Through the tunnels.
Ultramarines would attack without the without the Warhounds, correct?
Well,
If we
only if they
take
knew
the
they could
city-
succeed. One company of Ultramarines may not be enough to take the city.
There is only
2
Tell them
companies.
we don't need to take the city.
the
We need them to
Warhounds.
distract
But the
the
Warhounds are in the
defenders
same.
while
They're
we
in the.
decapitate
The
leadership.
Warhounds will see you leave. It's not like.
We're not exactly
Yeah, you're not camouflaged or
Like we were
anything.
saying,
You're
like,
talking about like 4,000 Marines in vehicles marching at the city gate, and you're next door to the Warhound camp.
We'll play it off like 300. This is my honor guard. I'm going for a walk.
In full battle plate with a vehicle at the
You're
enemy.
fucking crazy.
As this is continuing, by the way,
I open the door again and I say, "Cousin Warhound."
I need to talk. Look, less formal. I'm Scal.
Skull.
I need to talk to Tyvir.
Tyvir. Skull's here for you.
1 second. They just call their people Skull? What the hell's
Scarl.
wrong with these people?
Skull.
Skarl.
All I'm hearing is
Scarl.
Skull.
Scarl. Excuse me.
Scarl. Skarl. Like Carl, but with more skulls being taken. So Scarl.
Skull.
Carl.
Skull.
That's really hard.
Khan. No, anyway, moving on.
As the Warhound announces himself again, I just sort of snap back to where I am now and just look at everyone and say, "Proceed as planned." And then I head outside.
I tap Tyvir on the shoulder as he walks past, not understanding the gesture. So it might be a little bit forceful.
Okay.
He kind of knocks you forward. I look at him, like, "Don't do that again."
Okay.
And walk.
As you walk out, Scal starts walking, kind of, with the expectation you follow him as he walks.
Close the door.
I'm the Equerry for Captain Khan.
Captains generally have them, yeah. I thought they called you something different in the Warhounds.
They do. I'm called the Flayer.
No, Tyvir's called the Flare.
I hear. So you're supposed to accompany me.
Yeah. Captain Khan also wishes to address a concern that it might be growing within your legion. He says, actually, your legion. The legion you accompany. You're an outsider and therefore you can avoid the petty politics, but Khan wishes to impress upon you that how he is acting is not true to his actual nature. The Warhounds have gotten away with what they've done so far and have been left alone because everybody assumes they are bloodthirsty, murderous madmen. We are not as bad as we look. Those prisoners who died on the way... Those prisoners who died on the way here were not actually slain by us. No, we were ambushed by an enemy patrol. Large enfilade, they killed their own men rather than let them give up information. We passed it off as us killing them because it cements the image we want to reinforce.
Fair enough. I never really cared.
No, but this is to know that you do not actually... Scar looks confused. I hate playing with words. We might not be as bad as we look, but we're not as bad as that.
Well,
You're still to go in and capture the leadership in order to surrender. Khan wants you to succeed because you will give him a reason to not have to butcher everybody living in that city.
well, to be honest, we've been working on a way to stop you from doing that anyway. That gives you an out. So
Well, yeah.
I think we have a common goal in this.
The reason I have been sent is to ensure you do not fail. Now, I know what your 8th Legion kind of like. You pride yourselves on working alone, so I will stay out of your way. I am here to cause distractions in the city so your way is unmolested. I will not accompany you.
That's pretty much what I had planned. Honestly.
Then we're agreed. I can't impress how much this is important. The Warhounds cannot sacrifice the image they have made by suddenly reneging on the promises and the threats they make. Ill reputation follows those who break their word. But if we go through with this, well, sanctioning might be the least of our worries.
I understand. I'll leave in 6 hours. Meet me in my tent.
Understood.
Sorry, did I say 6? I leave in 3 hours.
Yeah. He nods, gives kind of a lazy salute, and strides off back to his own camp.
Interesting. Okay. I have plans circulating. I head back to the war room.
Okay.
Shut the door.
Oh, I go in.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Jenga.
Door's locked.
Yeah.
Kick the door in.
Suddenly Tyvir.
And suddenly Tyvir.
Like the Kool-Aid man.
Yep, I just walk in. So did anyone say anything stupid while I was gone? I looked directly at Malakai.
Anything stupid.
No, you were all just standing here in silence while I left. Okay.
I was twiddling my thumbs a bit, you know.
Waiting for you to reply.
I noticed how beautiful the Equerry's eyes are.
What the fuck?
Now you mention it, you're right.
Regardless, once you get into the city, you'll have to act quickly. The Warhounds haven't earned their reputation for nothing. Are there any last-minute complaints?
What did Joseph want?
Skull.
That one.
Let's call.
What did Skull want?
Scarl the Flare is informing me that he'll be joining me.
Skull with flair, you say? Have to wait for the dance.
I need blood on the dance floor by our two monkeys the next time the Warhounds fight.
You do not have a problem with this time?
I have a lot of problems with it, but can't change it now.
Right. And is it set?
I'll be leaving in 3 hours. If you have anything else to say, or any other bad ideas to put forth, keep it to yourself, I don't care.
Is it just me, or is Shaun Darnik having
Losing his
literally having a
Yeah.
fit?
I think he doesn't like what's happening right now.
Well, you don't get to have a say in this, Darnik, because you died.
shit. You're a metal coffin.
He has something he wants to contribute, but he can't.
Before Tyvir says he doesn't care, I look like I'm about to say good luck, and then I sort of hold it back. When he says, I don't care.
It's alright. Other Shaun knows if he contributes, then I'll give him negative fate points.
I wish I knows if he contributes, it'll all go wrong.
Yeah, because
Ooh,
one
fuck
shot-
them's.
Nobody's suggested warning shots yet, and that's annoyed him.
one shot.
No, this is a warning shot. Going in and murdering the leadership. That's a warning shot.
We should fire some warning nuclear warheads at the city so they know to come.
Warning cyclonic torpedoes.
Virus bombs. Wait a second. Virus.
Well, the virus is a warning, and if they carry on fighting, then you set fire to the atmosphere.
We didn't
he's
say
back.
about you, Shaun.
We were
So-
talking about you behind
No,
your back.
nothing about
Warning
you,
virus.
Shaun.
Oh no.
Nothing about Life Eater virus.
That's
You're-
not what my idea is.
You're never
Oh,
living.
now actually got
Sean.
really close.
Other Shaun, I'm just gonna let you know you are never living down that warning shot.
Oh my god.
That is.
Warning
Capital
shot.
ship over
Target
there.
their biggest ship.
I'm gonna give you a warning word now. Don't do anything like that again.
But yeah,
Yes, you've
I
done.
stop when I stop saying my thing when Tyvir says he doesn't care.
He's rocking back and forth. All right, carry on.
So you're leaving in 3 hours. Keep us updated. Don't die. Good luck, have fun.
I already left.
He's been gone for like 5 minutes, sir.
Just sort of looking at the door like, oh, sorry, I
Did you
blanked
not
out.
notice him leave?
Okay, now
He's a
because
sneaky guy.
to sort we're gonna sort some things out before we go for another little 5-minute break while I go to feed my nicotine frenzy. But we're gonna sort some things out essentially. Because you guys are gonna be basically out of this for a day. while we do a little bit of Tyvir focused stuff. Is there anything anybody will be doing over the next day that they want to specifically mention or roleplay or sort out and prepare for?
So I
Start with Alex.
I was gonna say, so I'm gonna go and ask Gideon to talk to the
Gideon.
Gideon to talk to the Imperial Guard commander for me, simply because I feel like they like the Ultramarines more than they like us, and he would be able to tactically convince them better than I would.
That is.
No. You haven't You haven't spoken to them about it, so no mentioning.
I'm doing it with Malakai.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about. No, Ronan.
Damn it.
Igorek.
Oh, Septum did bring it up to. Arik,
Yeah, no, he said he would, but then Alex, but he didn't say that he'd been
Daevos.
asked to.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
You can go with him if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
So Malakai, I assume you're going to go with those two as well?
Yeah.
So Malakai, Septum, and Daevos will head off to go talk to Gideon, which we'll roleplay in a second. Igorek, anything specific over the next day you're going to be doing? He's still deciding. Arik.
No, I'm muted. That's what it is.
Alright, so
Prodding fish boy.
sorry, did you say prodding fish blood?
Fish boy.
Cow? It's not an
Oh, he means the fact that
Oh,
other
Shaun.
Sean's in
Oh,
in
in
an
the
aquarium.
tank.
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
this is a
Or
fish.
rather, just giving Deltrian any help he might need,
It's a space goldfish.
and then just getting everything together medically wise for this assault thing that I know is happening.
Can we take Darnik?
Stop. You're a space
Well-
marine, damn it.
I need to think that through.
I was asking
Need
him.
a-
Yeah, but
I want to piggyback on him.
Stop.
have you read my name yet? Right? Have you read the Roll20 name? That should pretty much tell you who you should be asking for this kind of stuff.
Oh God. Oh.
So, Arik, will you be doing anything during this day while I also decide whether or not Darnik will be released?
Writing dead count 1 on Darnik's Carabus.
Well, you don't know he's there yet. I'm the one who knows that he's there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Deltrin's
true.
not actually informed you how he survived. He's merely said that he's alive.
That's the other half.
And none of you give a shit, which is my favourite part of this. Nobody... He came in, he went, he's alive! Everyone's like, really? Anyway, what were we doing about?
Anyway,
To be fair,
bickering.
The only person who actually had a reaction was Daevos, and he went, "Oh well, this got worse."
That's the other half of the reason I'm kind of hanging out. Not that I don't think Deltrian can Karn on his
That's
own,
true.
but in case Karn does show up to try to finish the job.
I will be.
That's kind of my impression of the man so
Should I
far.
investigate? Why is that? You know,
Okay.
I'm the Equerry. I should investigate how the fuck he's still alive.
I just love how...
To be fair, Daevos just doesn't believe Deltrian because Deltrian appears crazy to him.
Deltrian has never lied.
It's true. He's
Yeah,
never
but-
lied.
Deltrian has abused your trust unconditionally numerous times.
He also abuses semantics of the English language, so alive could be I strapped some electrodes to him, so his heart is beating every once in a while when I zap him.
That
He
is,
could have put him into a puppet for all I care.
that is also a fair point. Deltrian has been rather opaque with his language.
He doesn't know how to English.
So we'll do which we do the ambassadorial delegation to the 13th Legion.
Oh dear. If we're doing that, I'm going to remind them that we have to actually convince him to come with us first. We have to convince Gideon.
Okay, anyway, no, you're heading to Gideon.
Yeah, in that case, like, as we're going, I say, need I remind you to that whilst we're going here, we are going to have to convince Gideon to come with us, because last time I saw, Gideon wants no part of this.
Out of us three, I think I'm the one he hates the least. So, at least I got a chance of making him hate me too.
Okay, so the three of you head into the 13th Legion camp, where you can already see they're starting to move their supplies to another LZ, where you can see Stormbirds already landing and transporting many of the supplies back up to the ship in orbit.
I become even more formal than I usually am. Just to, you know... It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nope.
I attempt to tighten my buttocks so I fit in with the 13th Legion.
Do you want a stick to go with that?
Should he roll willpower?
We grab the barrel of the smoke head cannon.
Okay, so the three of you head into the camp, and you soon come across again Equerry Gideon, acting Captain Gideon, trying to direct the flow of movement, and dealing with countless data slates being passed in front of him, signing off on plenty of them. He looks up as he sees you, and then looks straight back down to his work. Though you can see his knuckles whitening as he grips the slate.
Equerry, I apologize for the disturbance, but maybe have a sample of the pack.
Acting Captain.
Acting Captain, excuse me.
You have a moment. Speak.
Daevos.
So, our two legions both have a very similar attitude to the Warhounds at the moment, and I know that you value the lives of those citizens as property of the Emperor and as the good lives of innocent civilians. Now, we need to speak to the Imperial Commander, but unfortunately due to Captain Darnik's attempt at diplomacy, he is not especially on good terms with our legion.
That's actually not Darnik's fault. That's entirely Arik's fault.
Finally!
The Imperial Guard commander is entirely Arik's fault for picking him up and wandering off with him.
That was hilarious.
Anyway, we know that he respects your legion more than ours, and we need to request that you propose a strategy which we offer, which would hopefully slow down the Warhounds while we do our best to preserve civilian casualties. Prevent.
You don't want to be preserving the casualties.
You're right.
Exact opposite of this plan.
He looks
I
horrified.
was gonna say preserve civilians, and then I just added casualties in there. So.
Preserve.
You see him kind of fade off, look away into the distance for a bit, as if contemplating something. And he goes back to signing off and goes, "No,
Why not?
because I'm not going to risk the lives of my men getting in the way of the Warhounds, especially when all they're going to do is further condemn themselves for execution. The lives of this city will lose to their brutality, will be lives saved in the future when they're executed."
The truth is, I actually agree with you, but the plan's already been decided upon.
Fantastic. Go employ it then.
Well, I guess I'll have to speak to the Imperial Commander myself.
So, are you genuinely that concerned with saving these people's lives?
No, but it'll make us look better when the custodians go.
Custodians.
Custodians come.
As we can all see, children, alcohol is bad for the brain.
No, they're the custodians. They guard custard, okay?
The what?
The custodian. I can't even pronounce how Alex is actually pronouncing it in some sort of weird Cthulhu language, right? The custodians.
Yeah.
Then.
Those
Make it
Daevos-
look better.
What Daevos meant to say was, yes, we are concerned about the casualties of the civilians. We are here on the Emperor's Great Crusade.
Make a deceive check.
Oh, I do though.
Yeah, I know you are, but you're trying to imply it when you know full well that Daevos is meaning something else.
What's the
Yes,
deceive
me.
check?
If he phrased it, does your legion or your leadership want that? I would have said yes. But Daevos really doesn't give a shit.
What's deception? Deceive. I don't have that training.
Well, good luck.
How do I
It's,
roll this?
It's untrained, so it's -20.
So yeah, fellowship minus 20.
15% chance of passing this.
50% more than 0.
Yeah. If this is XCOM. Or I
Yeah,
might,
but the enemy.
and then lose every single one of my cursed people, and then reload the save.
Now, if this was XCOM, I'd never succeed strength test.
I'm going to fate point that, just in case. Because, you know, dice gods. Maybe? No!
Not better though.
Yeah.
I tried this easier.
Gideon just looks at you and goes, "No. You might mean that, 10th Legion. It's fair to say that Daevos over here is a blunt man.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
I look responsible.
What do you expect?
I look back to you, acting captain.
Okay. Maybe I am letting vengeance get in the way of my desire. To my duty to save humans from the darkness at the edge of the void. I will go speak to the commander, or well, you'll send him to speak to me. I have preparations to make. We will assist in preventing those civilians' death.
Well, I just needed to convince the guards to be less helpful than they normally are.
I
Just
think
want to
you
slow
were
this
also
warhouse
here.
down.
I think it's fair to say you're also here to try and subtly manoeuvre my men into aiding you in the city.
No, that would just make you resent us more. Really don't
No.
want it at the moment.
We will, as long as your intentions are what you say they are.
Well, that's what the plan's supposed to do.
So, we will assist you in guarding the city. We will forego all debt and grievance held against your legion.
And we'll do the same.
In exchange, you offer full testimony to the custos as to the implication of cousin Sergeant Tyvir in the death of our captain.
Done.
He shakes your hand and goes, right, at least we're moving on. Right, okay. Go get to the Imperial Guard commander, Imperial Army commander, send him over here, I'll talk with him. When do you plan to attack?
It's tomorrow night, isn't it? Out of character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll support you. I take it we're going to be holding off the residential areas?
Mainly, yep.
Okay,
And any bunkers where civilians are holed up.
right. We'll go tell your acting captain that you'll hold the perimeter. We'll go in and make sure the civilians don't leave their rooms. I think it would be a bad idea to antagonise the warhounds by using our legion to cut them off from their target.
Certainly. Well, let's go to the Imperial Guard commander.
Okay, Imperial Army. Just as a specification requirement goes, Imperial Guard don't currently exist. There is no such thing as the Imperial Guard.
Sorry, Imperial Army.
Yeah.
As we're leaving, I say, we appreciate your help, acting captain. Proceed.
As long as you're true to your word, you don't need to thank me for anything.
No, move off.
Okay. So, I take it Malakai and Daevos and Thingy all go over to the Imperial Army Commander?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the three of you also head through where you can see the prisoners are already being put into far nicer accommodations and they're being fed and clothed. Medics are moving through them and treating those who have been injured or malnourished. And soon enough you find yourself at the Imperial Army General, who is currently still walking around on his branch.
Sir, a moment of your time.
Looks over. Oh, what the hell do you guys want now?
Actually, I actually wanted to go talk to him first.
Okay, in which case... Sorry, didn't he say that? Okay, if you want to go talk to him first, we'll do Tyvir first, because he'd have got there first.
Yep, rewinding time.
Yeah, so I head to the Imperial Guard camp. They're probably very used to white and grey, so dark blue purple.
They all know that they all heard rumours of your legion, so many of them go out their way to avoid you.
Yeah, I go find the general.
Yeah, you find him in his command tents, currently having a manservant pouring a glass of Amazec, to which he's sipping at as he relaxes back into a chair. You see piles of paperwork already signed over, and he looks exhausted. The moment he sees you, however, the card goes back up, and suddenly, once again, is the stern general.
Whenever I go to the tent, was there like a guard outside?
Yeah, a
Did
man
he
in
just let
black.
Did he let me through, or did he try and stop me?
No, he saw you. You instantly recognise. You see instantly he's been genetically engineered, and he's in matte black carapace armour. As he sees you walk towards him, there is a certain lethality, just about every movement. Something perhaps even you on augmented would have been bested by. But he kind of steps to the side and nods for you to come in.
I mean, I was 10 years old.
This guy looks about 18.
I give him a nod as I walk in, and as I see the captain, just that split second where I saw he was tired, I place my hand across across my belly and give him an earnest bow and say, "My Lord General, may I have a word with you?"
He looks up, and as I said, yeah, the facade goes right back up again. The exhaustion leaves his face, and you see the stern man. He kind of stands up and, you know, at your respect, nods slightly as he grips his iron branch, which he uses as a walking stick. Yes, I've got a few moments to spare. Do you drink?
Well, I drink in general to survive, but if you're talking alcohol, it doesn't affect me, so I wouldn't want to waste any good product you have brought with you.
He nods. Fair enough. Okay. I appreciate the sentiment as he starts sipping the one he's got as he strides around the room a bit. So, how can I help a member of the 8th Legion? Normally you don't have so much respect for us mortals.
Well, sounds like the stories have been getting around. Most of them untrue. I'm here to ask your assistance, whatever you can provide. It had recently came to my attention that you have some prisoners from the local militia or soldiery in your possession.
Yes. Anything more specific?
I will be infiltrating the capital city this evening to conduct a clandestine mission, and I would be forever in your debt if you could provide any information that you've managed to extract from them about the layout of the city, any hidden passageways, tunnel systems. I believe that was mentioned at some point.
He thinks over and goes, "Aye, come with me." He takes you to the back of his tent where you see like basically, well, it's a pile of paper and then like a large desk, much like a war room, and he kind of brings up like a 3D image of the map of the city and goes, "Okay, you take a look. That's the area we'll be targeting. Most of the outlying stuff either kind of ruined after the initial bombardment or towns and villages, not strategic targets. Most that's been ransacked by the warhounds anyway. Now, the area you're looking at, the subterranean tunnels, he kind of brings up like another overlay and kind of worming through it. Catacombs. The whole thing based upon crypts of some kind. Religious significance. Usual madness. You know, no one goes down there anymore saying that one day great betrayal happened, the betrayal that built this kingdom, and now the dead will kill any who of those traitorous line who descend into their depths. Whatever, but no one goes there anymore lest they be murdered in their sleep by revenants and shades. They block the whole thing off.
Tonight.
He nods. I suppose. Now, one thing we have noticed is that there are a few mine shafts dotted around the countryside. Most of them abandoned, demolished, but a few of them still in enough working order to get you through. Shouldn't take us more than an hour or two to try and connect one of these shafts into the catacombs themselves.
I will need to borrow a sapping team, if that's okay.
I can get them to work as soon as possible.
Looking at the hololith, where the catacombs enter into the city.
Yeah.
How many exits are there?
Now, there was an exit. You can see that one of the prime exits is under the government palace, but there's a little X mark in there saying it's blockaded. A few more, however, spring up. Most of them seem to basically, the catacombs run parallel to a number of sewers, and that while the catacombs don't really come out at any other places, the sewers do. And it shouldn't be too difficult to try and break through the walls between. They can pretty much come out anywhere. Most of them come out in the residential and factory districts, though.
Do we have any idea where the generators are stored or located?
The generators for the military will almost definitely be held in the governmental palace to be the last place to fall in case of siege. General power for the city, however, will probably be held around the factory district, where probably a large number of energy is stored.
And I would need to take out both, wouldn't I?
It'd be more likely the factory district powers the factories and the lighting and healthcare systems, whereas most of the security will be powered by the government palace, because that being the furthest inside would of course be the hardest to destroy and the last to fall, most likely. So you could get away with just destroying the government's palace generator.
Or I could send the Warhound to take care of the factory power generator.
That too also works.
Distraction. I think that'll be my plan. When the lights go out, I'll have free reign.
You sure you trust a warhound to be on a mission with you?
This one I do. Let's leave it at that.
Well, I'll take your word for it. To be honest, I won't trust them as far as I can throw them.
I can actually throw them pretty far, so...
Fair enough, he says, grinning slightly at that.
Besides, he wouldn't really want to cross me. He's heard the stories that you've heard.
And I'm sure you've heard the stories I've heard about them.
Oh, I've experienced their stories. But, you weren't raised to the rank of Lord General for being an imbecile. Where do you suspect the most effective ingress point would be? This, here in the Upper District, close to the government palace.
You think?
Or should I start earlier and work my way towards it?
What are you trying to achieve? Are you just trying to take out the power?
I'm aiming for the higher in the military district. Yeah.
If that's your primary,
held in the government palace.
If that's your primary target, he thinks for a moment. Target the military district will be the least defended. Every member of that, everyone stationed there will be out on the walls or out in the actual city itself proper. You're least likely to be spotted. Mostly automated. Factory district residential, you'll be spotted in moments. Upper district, the private armies of the nobles there will be on the lookout for anything strange. Also, in maintain, the sewers are the worst well maintained around the military district and the upper district, so you'll have the easiest access through.
Fair enough. I'm gonna need explosives.
Well, I'm sure your quartermaster can hook you up with that.
Yeah, just thinking out loud. Thank you, General. Do you mind if I take a copy of this?
No, he kind of swipes his hand across it, and then he passes you the data slate as it all compiles onto the disc and hands it over.
Thank you, Lord General. And I proffer a hand to him.
He looks at it a second, then shakes it and goes, "Best of luck with you. Emperor be with you."
Make sure it's gentle, because I am.
Yeah. Yeah. And as he shakes it, though you do notice he has a very firm grip, he kind of just nods and just goes, "Yeah, best of luck to your 8th Legion. May the Emperor be with you."
And with you, tomorrow's going to be rough.
Understood. As you begin to walk out, I assume he kind of just shakes his head and he goes, "Gee, God, Emperor above. Sorry, there's an Emperor above. He's the reasonable one." Okay, so kind of going back to the other.
assume I'm a psychopath, but I know how to handle people.
As I say, sociopath. Sociopaths are very good at handling people. And going back to the other three who finally turn up to see the general, just looking up, and he just goes, "Do I not get a moment's rest?"
I really apologize, General.
I would say in your position, no.
He glares at you. Yeah, true. Drink?
We're not affected by it, so.
I have my own.
He looks rather confused at that one and goes, concerned, and goes, "Keep that stuff away from me then." Right, what can I help you?
Gideon of the 13th Legion requests to speak to you about the engagements which will be happening tomorrow evening. It's about the tactics concerning how the assault will take place on your end.
And acting Captain Gideon can, quite frankly, kiss my ass.
Do you want me to tell that to him personally from you, or do you want to write a letter?
Or you can come here personally, see me, and I'll tell it to his face. You're the idiots who started this entire mess.
Yes,
First your bloody
supposed to
captain
help.
goes off challenging Khan, then he gets involved.
I take a step to the side.
You are meant to be inspiration to the men out there, and what they see you doing is butchering each other with wild abandon.
Take another step.
And not even that, you wantonly joined in.
Well, if
Do
you
you know
want
what
to get back at the ones who are causing this wanton murder, go talk to him. Okay.
Get back? I'm not getting within 50 feet of those men.
I think it's hilarious that he's shouting at you guys about the slaughter, and I'm the one who participated.
Took a few steps.
You were also challenged.
I know, but it's still funny.
Well then, look forward to when I tell the custodes that you aren't willing to help either.
You
Shame,
think
really.
you're looking to blackmail me, are you?
Not blackmail you, I'm telling you the truth before it happens.
Aye.
I'm giving
And
you
in
the
more
benefit.
polite circles, that's called blackmail.
No, because I don't have dirt on you. I'm
Neither
threatening
does
you.
Cyrus.
That's what I'm doing.
Do you know what they're going to do when they find it? They're going to discover that 3 legions have been killing each other over the smallest of disputes, over a matter of goddamn strategy.
I take.
You
off
think
my-
they're going to believe your company
Excuse
over
me,
my
gentlemen.
rank?
Excuse me, gentlemen, but could we keep it simple?
This is civil, Marine. If it wasn't civil, you'd all be out there dead. If you were one of my men, I will have you fucking shot. Unfortunately, I don't have the right to execute members of the Astartes.
Sir, we are merely asking you, and we have acknowledged your resignation. This is fine. We will notify the acting captain that you said no.
Yes,
And if you're not
we'll
gonna meet
notify
him-
Captain Karn that you refuse to support his attack.
I never once said I was refusing to support Khan's attack. I merely said I refused to meet with the acting captain. Are the Astartes so
No.
low they would resort to deception and subterfuge to get what they want?
Now, let's just skip the bullshit and let me tell you what he's going to say to you. We want you to take a back seat in this assault, okay? Don't support the Warhounds as much as you normally would. That is it. And I leave.
He looks it over, and as you start to leave, he goes, done.
Is it necessary to be an ass?
Is it necessary to
well,
murder the
good.
captains of each other's legions for an unnecessary point of strategy?
Yes, it was necessary.
Well then, so was me
It's a
being an
matter of
ass. It's a matter of principle. Any more questions?
We
Or are you gonna let me
apologize
go
for
to sleep?
interference in your- We apologize in your interference of your business, General. Good day.
Septum apologizes.
Because, well, at least one of you's got some spine. Now get the fuck out of my office before I have you shot.
We're not in your office.
You're in his room.
Do you think it's
We were in
wise
his
to
room.
threaten?
I thought he was walking around.
No, he's in his office.
He's been walking around
think
his
it's
tent.
wise to
Sorry.
threaten us?
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think it's perfectly wise to threaten you. It's the only way that seems to words get through your thick skulls. I have tried entreating, I have tried politeness, I have tried negotiation. All that's left now is to try and hammer home the goddamn point that what you're doing is idiocy.
And what have we done? What have the 3 of us done?
Are you not representatives of your company?
We're not.
Daevos
in
has already
command.
Were you not advisors to your captain?
That was the Equerry's responsibility.
No, I think you. Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
true.
the Equerry, the person who physically manhandled me.
I
Excuse
did
me,
do
sir?
that.
You did
All I
what?
can imagine
The
is
man who
Septum
picked
slap-
me up and tried to carry me.
I have
The
not
only
heard
thing
of
that
this.
stopped him was a direct threat of imminent death.
I'm sorry. He actually picked you up like a child.
He looks at you very carefully and then he just hits you on the head with his iron branch. Are you wearing a helmet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Wait, no, I wouldn't be.
You're not wearing a helmet. Can you make me a toughness check?
Make a dodge check.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, after what Septum said there, all I can imagine is him collapsing over due to a sheer lack of a spine.
What?
Oh fuck.
Okay, make me a toughness check.
Well,
Do you want a fate point that?
Yeah, I'm gonna fate point that.
I love the dude being killed by accident by a walking stick.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, as it hits you, you feel a sudden discharge of force just erupt out the end of the branch, almost as if the material, just kinetic force multiply, and your head snaps to the side, your head ringing with pain. He just stares right at you, like dead in the eye. You do not take that tone with me. I have fought in wars longer than you've been alive. And I had none of your fancy enhancements to keep me going.
I was merely trying to determine what happened. So he
Pick
picked
me up
you
like a child.
We'll be having words with the Equerry.
Yes, thank you for bringing this to our attention, Lord General.
We apologize for the disrespect caused by
And
our
any
legion.
interference in your
As you apologise, the grumpiness kind of just drops off immediately. He goes, apology accepted. But kindly, get the fuck out of my office. I am trying to sleep.
Yes, sir. And salute. Walk right.
Yeah, follow Septum.
That could have went better, Malakai. As we are.
You have
far away
semi-repaired
from-
relations with him, though.
Yeah. When we're sufficiently far away, I say that to Malakai.
Might have gone better if the Equerry hadn't picked him up. Like a child.
He seemed to take great offense when you said that. I did not understand. It was merely an analogy you were trying to make across you. Also, you were smacked in the head. I saw force discharge. What happened?
I assume Branch is some sort of power weapon.
No, it didn't feel like a power field. It felt more like a kinetic impact. Like, it felt just a lot more... almost concussive.
Like the quality listed in the book.
Yes.
Shut up!
But yeah, I'm just going to go back to Gideon and tell him that it's
Lord
done.
General.
He wouldn't meet for you, but he agreed to the terms anyway.
We're gonna have words with you now, right?
Yeah, because you picked up the Lord General like a child.
So
This will be a good
I'm
time
going
to
to-
call a break, however.
I'm going to actively avoid everyone that came from the general's direction.
Well, no, we need to do your bit with Darnik.
Oh shit.
So they're going to meet you there.
Oh shit!
You declared that first. That must be done.
Shit! I'm gonna get grilled for picking up babies.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
Yeah, you are, because you picked up the Lord General.
The Lord
Yes.
fucking General.
That is a really important rank, by the way.
Just imagine that was an Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, I would be dead.
He's got more authority than an Inquisitor does.
Wait,
Yeah.
do Inquisitors actually exist
No.
yet?
No.
No, they don't. But I'm just trying to explain.
retrospect, yeah.
what
Yeah,
you
in
did,
relative, like,
Yeah.
the Lord Imperial Army General can command Astartes. Like, he does technically have rank over them.
Kyle, you fucked up. And you
Fine,
need to
don't
be
worry about
punished. You must meet. You must.
Did you see why the Penitent Crusade is an entirely concept? Because literally everybody you have met, you have offended. Like, legitimately everybody.
I've
Wait.
literally thrown away my spine to be nice to people.
What happened to
I
your
don't have a
spine?
spine anymore.
I think he meant like
It
his
was a joke.
backbone, like he's being a coward.
Yeah,
yeah,
it,
yeah.
Like-
it was when he. It was when I can't remember
You have
what
so
he
many
said.
cybernetic
I was about to
body
say.
parts, so I'm not...
In apology for our previous actions, Lord General, I present you my backbone. Delchian physically removed it. It would make a good xylophone. Anyway, we're going to call a quick 5-minute break there, guys, so I can feed my nicotine cravings, and so can
God
Kyle.
damn it, Jake.
Damn it, Kyle.
Yeah, damn it, Kyle.
Make a flute out of his femur.
Yeah, I can't turn off. Alright, and welcome back to the Great Crusade. Alright, so, yes, we were just doing your bit, weren't we, Arik? As you went in to see Darnik before you get your ass roasted by 3 rather pissed off Marines that had just been bollocked by an Imperial Army general. So anyway, Arik, you've decided to go inquire as to Deltrian what exactly he meant by Captain Darnik isn't dead. A fact that everyone seems to have taken rather quite happily in stride.
Except Daevos.
Who took it rather unhappily in stride.
And he also didn't believe you were alive. Think of how angry he's going to be when he finds out you really are alive.
Look how long you're going to be alive.
Oh shit.
Fight. Actually, to be fair, he's one of the few people carrying a weapon that can actually hurt you, so maybe not. Anyway, so yeah.
Did you get my message, Jacob?
Apparently not.
Yes.
Yep.
Now I have. That's absolutely fine.
Cool.
Okay. And it's Caliver. Okay, so yeah, anyway, Arik, you head into Deltrian's workshop where you see Igorek toiling away at gene seed and various other medical supplies. You also see the unusual shaped coffin.
Sarcophagus.
Yeah, sarcophagus. Sarcophagus, yes, not plural. Racked against the wall, which Deltrian is still working on, and which occasionally lets out muffled roars of pain.
That's interesting.
Do you say that out loud? Yeah.
Esteemed Captain.
You can't. It doesn't actually sound like Darnik. It just sounds nothing like him at all. It sounds
What do you
deep
mean?
and intimidating.
All I ever heard.
As you go, that's interesting. You kind of jump slightly. The roar, the casket emanates. Deltrian's head swivels on the spot, facing you once more as his eyes leave his head once more to look right over you, up and down. You see a little red dot just scanning you up and down. Brother Equerry and acting captain of the 10th Company Lunar Wolves. How may I help you?
What did you just say?
Me is the acting captain. You are currently indisposed. Now be quiet.
What's that? What's it making noise now?
Well,
I misunderstand your question, Brother Equerry, acting captain Arik of the 10th Company Lunar Wolves Legion.
oh,
That
no.
sarcophagus is mumbling.
Yes, it is.
Oh no.
Some elaboration is required.
You always were a colossal fool.
Elaboration in what aspect? Specific words? Did they go over your head? I can elaborate.
What's in there?
A person.
Which person?
Who do you think?
That's what I'm asking.
Why am I talking to a box?
Because the box can talk.
Oh, no.
Anyway, to answer your previous question,
That's a good
inside.
answer.
Scary sociopath.
Challenge rating 6 Mimic launches at you.
I think a Dreadnought is higher than challenge rating 6.
Not without arms and legs, it isn't.
That's a good point.
Well, the rest of the dreadnought armor.
A very intimidating voice. That's about it.
And lots of armor. Anyway, he looks at you and goes, inside there is brother soon to be once again Captain Darnik of the 10th Company Lunar Wolves Legion.
When you say soon to be, what does that mean?
Well,
How
when
soon?
when he
What?
can, when I give him his arms and legs back, then hopefully he'll be able to, lead.
Oh, good. It's very tiring.
Your inadequacies do not need to be voiced out loud in this chamber. They are already well documented and known.
Jesus Christ, Shaun!
Tell me.
Do you want me to bring you some liquid oxygen from the military supplies? just
Other
to see what
Shaun,
it's
he
like?
wasn't talking to you, he was talking to Arik.
Someone screenshot Shaun. You're so dead, Kyle.
Question. Has anyone
What
ever
have you
picked up?
done?
Oh no.
Deltrian's head to the round. Have you not currently yet been informed, brother, soon to be captain once again, Darnik? Of the 10th Company.
Since my resurrection is you, Magos.
Oh, well, according to some of the formal complaints that have been filed against the Lunar Wars Legion, specifically 10th Company, at brother currently acting captain Arik of the 10th Company Lunar Wars Legion, he physically assaulted and manhandled the Imperial Army General.
That was a goddamn mouthful.
Magos.
Assaulted is a very hefty term.
Assaulted is the legal term applied that military tribunals have agreed upon in response to your actions, which was to physically pick up against his will and carry the Imperial Army General. As such, the term assault shall be derived to this point.
Magos, please disable my voice.
He disables your voice.
You just see the sarcophagus rock angrily from side to side.
As he does this, you see Deltrian just tut and sigh annoyedly, and you see him bring up this weird-looking cattle prod, and he pokes the sarcophagi, and you suddenly see it just stop as Darnik is shocked through his core. Deltrian turns back to you. Arik, sorry, I apologise. Formalities are required when dealing with those of your intellect. Brother, soon not. He thinks suddenly. No, Arik, please do not antagonise our patient.
Noted.
Sarcophagus looks between the two of them and it's just like,
How can a sarcophagus?
It has a
look?
head. It has a head.
Oh, okay.
It's because a sarcophagus has a head.
Do you know how a dreadnought looks? Do you know what a contempt dreadnought looks like, Alex? Do you know the little head it's got? That's actually encased in the armour. If you take the armour off, it's the sarcophagus with the head. The head isn't actually part of the armour.
So, Magos, any advice on not being brutally beheaded for picking up a Lord General?
Do not get caught.
Step 2. If step 1 fails.
Kill the Lord General.
No.
Are we actually considering that?
The gloves of command are very unwieldy. I was just...
I'm going to bury you.
Septum, why?
You make a false assumption. The gloves of the Astartes are capable of fine, dexterous manhandling. In fact, they respond directly to your commands due to inbuilt neurological attachments. I can show you, if you would like, that if I were to tap your glove, you will feel it. As such, they are incredibly finesseful devices. It's merely the size of the fingertips that make them awkward when dealing with fine and tuned objects.
I love that too.
I need to spend more time with him.
Yeah. Preferably not on a table bed tranquilized. But, yeah. Of course, Daevos. Thank you for your enlightenment. So, on to matters that don't end in my ultimate demise and grilling by my entire legion. How's he doing? Alright?
He's in a box.
How's the box doing? Will he be... How long until he's upright? Got arms and legs yet?
We have arms and legs being delivered down from the ship.
Sweet.
Maybe 24 hours. Fortunately, most of the preparation was already done. We were waiting for a viable test subject to come along in which we can experiment on.
So this is the first of its kind?
The first of its kind in this legion. Many other magi have been delivered similar mechanics and similar patterns to try out on their own legions. I've not yet had confirmation that other legions have experimented or delivered their own patients into these caskets, though that could be warp vagaries with communications.
Will he be able to once again take up the mantle as captain?
He looks at Darnik and goes, well, technically yes.
Well.
He's
alright.
Oh, he is in extreme amounts of pain at this point in time. Also, he is suffering ongoing madness due to inherent claustrophobia and inability to feel or touch anything that he sees around him.
Makes sense.
On the other hand, the casket is fine.
Oh, good. Good. So, Ultron, By the way, and I just reach into like a tactical belt, I suppose, and just pull out this hockey puck looking thing, and I just sort of like gesture, and I'm like, what does this actually do?
Detonates. Violently.
What's the radius?
The radius is undetermined. It seems to... He stops talking. Officially, there are no files. Unofficially, the files are sealed.
So,
If I may make a recommendation,
hmm?
don't be near it when you throw it.
Okay. Thanks, Deltrian.
Just to lead it.
Second recommendation,
Hmm?
please use it soon. Further feedback on the
Okay.
device is heavily required. The Mechanical Mars will be incredibly in your debt if you prove that this is what we think it is.
Where do you get it?
Officially, there are no files. Unofficially, the files are sealed.
That's such an annoying response.
Cryptic. I like it, Deltrian.
False assumption.
Okay.
Not cryptic. Honest.
Honest Deltrian. Well, I'm gonna leave you to your business, and I'm gonna scarf it before I get shouted at.
Oh no, you don't.
He looks confused. You have made a false assumption. As soon as you walked in, I alerted the rest of the company that you were here.
Oh no, you don't.
And
It's like an odd
suddenly,
thing for me to do.
And suddenly,
And as you as you turn out and walk, you do see the other 3 members of the squad homing in on your bunker.
Equerry!
It is my duty to inform them when you have committed a crime and owned up to it. I have also recorded it. I forget nothing in my databanks. Except for... He then goes back over it. Exactly 38.5 minutes of recordings seem to have mysteriously disappeared. The perpetrator will be found. The perpetrator will be executed.
Shit,
The perpetrator was Deltrian!
You then hear very quietly the perpetrator will be warned.
so you got any more of these caskets, or?
feel a shoulder. You feel a hand clamp.
They
down.
are reserved for honourable warriors.
What the hell's Darnik?
What's he doing in one?
They are reserved for
Be a
honourable
dick.
warriors and those who die by accident.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's good.
Didn't even die by accident.
No, it is bad.
No, it's really bad.
Arik feels a hand clamp down on his shoulder. Equerry, we need to talk.
Cousin,
Hello.
greetings. Are you here for more upgrades?
Greetings, Megos. No, unfortunately, I'm not.
Would
I
you
will
like to
be
try
here-
out the casket?
No.
You hear the cycling of tranquilizer needles. Is that your final answer, cousin?
May I have a test later?
Yes. You hear the cycling stop, and he goes back to work.
Equerry, we need to talk. You manhandled the Lord General of the Imperial Army. Like a child. I looked to Malakai.
You do understand that that is inappropriate, right?
Oh yeah.
Acting captain of the Lunar Wolves, 10th Company.
So you understood it was wrong, correct?
Oh yeah.
Then why did you do it?
He was being stubborn.
You
You do not
Lord
deal
General.
with the Imperial Army when they're acting stubborn by picking up their commanding officer and walking away with him.
Shaun, don't
Especially
seem so
now.
happy, you motherfucker.
You were supposed to be our commanding officer. I followed your orders earlier. This means I am also following the orders of someone who wrongly picked up the Imperial Army's Lord General.
Like, the right way would have been to pick him up, like a cat. That way it would have hurt.
Daevos! Please! Now is not the time!
Shit. What's done is done. I'll buy him a drink, and I'll conquer a few worlds for him.
I suggest you go formally
I
apologize.
think he just wants an apology.
Yes.
Oh really? Does that work?
Are you an idiot?
Yes. Surprisingly, when dealing with people, if you treat them civilly,
He might respond.
They won't have a problem with you.
Who promoted him to Equerry?
How
Yeah,
did
who
you
did
become
that?
an Equerry?
You are the chosen diplomat. Apologies work.
I think that was an accident. I don't know who did that. I think the
Yeah,
paperwork.
Tarek was meant to get the promotion. They just forgot.
Yeah.
Were you drinking
Who's this guy?
Daevos' substances?
The after effects may have lingered.
Oh dear.
Neural damage.
Oh, Emperor, save me.
I'll go find him, shall I?
Yes! Yes, you should!
Actually,
he
no.
said he was
No.
sleeping
You'll
right
do
now.
You'll do it after the battle. That way you don't mess anything else up.
That's a good point.
And then
And don't
hopefully
pick him
we'll
up.
have to- You don't pick
No,
him up.
of course not! Do you need to be reminded of that acting captain of the Lunar Wolves 10th Company?
You hear Deltrin's voice from inside. Currently acting captain.
Currently excuse me?
Who's going to be the next acting
Who's the next
captain?
one?
Yes,
Deltrin-
who's next up?
Deltrin's eye comes out of the tent, or well, his ab unit, and just looks at you and goes, "As I said before,
I go over and reactivate Darnik's speech function.
brother captain."
You buffoons!
Captain?
As soon as I have legs, I'm gonna rip you to pieces, Arik!
As you hear that, you hear him go.
People
You hear.
up!
You hear Deltrin go. Legs may get you close, but you generally need arms for that.
And I'll
Why
stand
would
on
we
him.
That also works.
Captain
Deltrin.
Darnik?
An explanation for the
I walk into
oversized.
the tent, and I look where the voice is coming from.
You go to the hab unit and you see this coffin unit rocking slightly.
Yeah, follow Septum
As
inside.
Deltrin sees it rocking, you see him reach for the cattle prod again.
No, I'm sorry. Don't do it again.
Deltrin, can you please explain to me why the current acting captain is being scolded by a coffin?
Why is
It is not a coffin. That is soon to be Captain, brother Captain Darnik of the 10th Company Lunar Wolves Legion, berating the current acting captain of the 10th Company Lunar Wolves Legion, Arik.
transferred him into a machine?
Metal boxes.
Steering! No, he goes, "I have transformed him into a machine." That is correct.
This is marvelous. This is excellent.
His head was
Freedom.
detached.
The flesh is weak.
No damage is
Oh,
permanent
no.
if reached quickly enough. The dead may once more be raised. Heads may still be reattached.
Others may still be removed.
This work is...
And the head looks directly at Arik.
Oh,
And at Daevos. And then back to Arik.
no.
I don't think you've heard any of the bad stuff Davis has said about you.
This is a
I
marvel
think
of the
that-
technology surpassed. Well done.
Dolchin just looks and goes, "Do not congratulate me. This is merely mediocre work.
I want to see your finest.
Yeah, because-
Finest requires the finishing of the mediocre work."
Got it.
Septum maybe want to be careful when he says something like that because Deltria may take that as him saying, "Oh, do it to me."
No, have you not already heard the whole bit before, which
Mhm.
was him going, "Will you be around later?" Yes, acceptable.
I just say,
When I
say
What?
you're going to be restoring Captain Darnik to full mental capacity in his role as captain.
He looks left and right and goes, "That is a correct assumption.
This could actually be a good thing.
There was not much mental capacity to restore." You hear this as you growl, Darnik. You also hear the sound of a cattle prod being activated.
Whimper. Will you be assisting us in our assault, Darnik?
The good Magos can give me some arms and some legs. Or wheels.
The ambivalent to your survival Magos at this point in time is ordering the arms and legs down from the ship.
If they arrive in time for the Septum.
This is truly a wonderful occasion.
If all goes well,
Celebrate.
8 hours and 32 minutes, 14 seconds, 6 milliseconds, and he starts reeling off more and more minute numbers.
I pay absolute attention to him. Like
Well,
He doesn't seem to be wanting to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, I keep listening.
Deltrin.
He stops. Yes, Brother Apothecary Igorek of the 10th Company of the Wolf Legion. How may I help you?
We're meat bags. We don't need to be as precise as you.
Oh, understood. You are inferior models. Some more inferior than others, he says, looking at Arik.
Yes.
Cattle prod activates again.
That was laughter.
You need to stop putting yourself under undue emotional stress, brother soon to be Captain Darnik.
I leave then.
Finish whatever business you have and then leave.
There's a meeting
What?
again, I guess. And I leave.
What's actually
Arik.
going on? No one's told me.
You're in a metal box.
I'm
You will fight for
outside
this.
of the box.
No.
I can add to that one, cousin Septum Cyber. Outside of the box, there are currently a number of Astartes legionnaires and myself conversing.
What? He asked, wait,
I'm
did he
talking
ask
about
what is outside the
how
box,
you're in
or
the box.
can he get outside the box?
He asked what was happening
Well,
outside of
well,
the box.
Or what was happening outside? Okay, then Delta. Okay, no, that's fine.
Deltrin, you know humans and, in a way, space marines are often comforted if they have read stories. I'm sure you, while in our absence, you can read Captain Darnik several stories, which I'm sure he'll find thrilling.
His
To help
eyes
with
light
the
up.
stress
I have a
of
number of
those
SDC schematics and weapon maintenance manuals that I found absolutely thrilling when I was going through my Novia period. I shall go find those at once, and he rolls off.
Daevos.
Wait,
Darnik.
Deltrian.
Deltrian turns
Darnik,
round.
you are in for a treat.
I hand him a copy of the book that I wrote that I habitually carry around with me and tell him to read this to Darnik.
Oh no.
You see him start speed reading through it, scanning through it. Very informative and well researched. I congratulate you. I would not take you for the scholarly type.
Thank you, Mego.
Right at his treats.
He then taps you on the head lightly with his Macandrite. You feel incredibly demeaned.
I'm just gonna leave now. I'm not sure how to react to a machine man insulting me.
He wasn't insulting you. Not intentionally.
He's demeaning you, accidentally.
He was just merely talking to you like he would a child. Which in age-wise, by the way, you guys pretty much are. Deltrian
we're-
is a
we're like
few
what?
centuries old.
Early 30s? Or something?
Yeah, early
I think like
20s.
late
Early 20s.
We're early 20s.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deltrian is older than all of you combined by a number of multiplicatory digits. But yeah, you're all left in that room as Deltrian heads off to go find himself some interesting weapon maintenance manuals.
It is good to see that you are alive, Darnik. I will be seeing you.
Daevos, I'm
We
going
can't-
to crush you.
We can't guarantee he is alive. We can't actually see him. Could have just been programmed in by Deltrin. You never know what that kind of crazy man would do. But he seems
I
to
am-
have a
Open it
pretty
up and
accurate
find
job.
out.
I am glad that you grace us with your presence. I don't know how this goes. Arik, come on, let's go. Let's shove him forward.
Anyway, Darnik, I hope you enjoyed the bedtime stories. You're welcome.
Yes, SDC
So
paladins
no
are
one's
very
actually
informative.
going to tell me what's going on in the campaign.
No.
No.
Oh, it's going that well.
No.
Yeah, you would expect that,
You
the
died
acting
at your
captain
car.
would.
Alaric is also dead. We're all fucked. Let's
Karn
go,
wants to
guys.
sack the city. We're gonna try and stop him.
Ow.
That's it.
What we got?
Fuck, we don't know.
What is your plan?
Arik made up a plan. It is really incoherent.
What?
Extremely incoherent,
Acting
actually.
Captain,
You cheeky
Can't
bastard.
believe
We
it.
went through it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was very, very poorly put together.
I'm insulted. It was my plan.
High five, Malakai.
I do have to
Tyvir's not
ask.
there to be insulted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Promoted
insulted.
him- I do have to ask, who promoted him to Equerry? Really? Come
Yeah,
on.
you did.
Well, technically Darnik
Whose
did.
idea was that?
That's Darnik's
I
job.
think he was just appointed to
That's
me.
another
I
poor
just gave you a
judgment call on
fine
your part.
Darnik, how are you promoted to captain? Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh, never mind. We don't.
Oh, nope, I'm leaving. Arik, come on with me. We're
Run
just
away.
not this time. Nope, we're leaving. Now you will see what it's like to be manhandled.
Oh,
There's
no.
some scent on my nose. I think I can smell. Is that heresy? No.
What's the
I'm
heresy?
gonna need two bolters
Come
for
on,
this, Arik.
Back to game.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut
For the very short while we are going to carry on playing it.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, I keep shoving Arik out.
Okay.
You're not allowed to be in here.
You just see the Contempted Dreadnought. You know, still probably quite intimidating in its sheer scale.
No, you're very small. You're just the sarcophagi.
Well, then it just looks
I
like a
did.
sad little thing hanging its head. It's like, no one's talking to me.
Deltrin's talking to you.
Oh god, it's even worse.
We are going to be wrapping up quite soon, but we will be basically Tyvir. What were you planning to do?
Go talk to the quartermaster.
That's fine. You can go see the quartermaster. His name's Steel.
His name is Steel.
Steele.
Steal
That
yourself.
that horrible superhero movie that starred Shaq. That one. Yeah,
Do not
like that
steal my goods.
Quartermaster Steel.
So, are you planning on stealing from the quartermaster? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep. I go to the quartermaster. I walk up to him.
He looks around. Oh, you.
Yep, me.
Do you have those plasma grenades I asked? That you lent you?
I mean, I used them.
Oh, what? We were in
Enemies.
warp.
Well, we haven't been there the entire time. You do know there's a war going on.
Planks in the city.
It's like every other quartermaster in history. He's not happy.
It's not
if
like they're
you have
reusable.
to, give him blood for a
They
pencil.
go out there and collect the errant plasma and put it back in a box.
Yes.
He would very much like that.
Also, I need you to. How well do you know Deltrian?
Not very.
Damn it! I need someone to talk to Deltrian.
Tell you what, I'm about to ask for a lot of shit, so if you give it to me, I'll go talk to him.
Alright, okay. But you need to know what you're getting into. Deltrian keeps thinking he can fill in forms and requisition both recruits for experiments and corpses. I keep denying them, and then the corpses keep going.
Instant whistle.
What kind of corpses?
Recruits who died in practice.
Definitely instant whistle.
I'll bring it up to him.
Can you make me an awareness check, please, Shaun? Plus 20. Okay. As you're talking to him, you suddenly get your sentence going to trail off. As you see, while you're talking to him, you see Deltrian already breaking into the back of the quartermaster's holdings. You see him rummaging through paperwork and files.
I'll talk to him, sure, yeah. I mean, we usually get along when words are had.
Yeah, you see Deltrian creep back out again. Anyway, he looks. The squadmaster looks at him and goes, "Fine."
My gaze.
He still looks behind him as he sees you like suddenly move your gaze. He's like, "What?" No, then he just turns back and goes, "Never mind." Fine. What do you need?
I need 2 melter bombs, an elucidator, a stummer, a set of Astartes combat webbing, a pair of autosense goggles, a camo cloak, a set of Luminator signal flares, a pair of restraints, stalker flares, and a set of scout pattern armor.
Yeah, and you want the Tahe Mahal while you're at it?
If you have it.
Fine. I'll see what I've got. You'll need the captain's signature for these, or acting, whatever the fucking role is now. Somebody who's got a higher rank than me.
What's your rank?
Quartermaster.
Where does that sit in the chain?
He just ran. Actually, I think it's just the same as a normal battle brother.
Technically, I hold the rank of sergeant. Can I sign for it?
Yeah, go for it. As he wanders into the back and starts finding all his gear. You just hear him say, "I'm just sick of all this crap."
those plasma grenades.
As you hear him walk back and go, you just hear him yell, "Oh, for Emperor's sake!
What happened?
He's taken the fucking logistics reports again!"
Oh no! Are they important?
They would...
I swear to God, if he's gonna read those to me, I'm gonna actually cry.
I'm done. As he comes back, just carrying a crate full of all the gear you asked for, going, just make sure it's all returned. Do you know what, actually? If it blows up, I don't want to know. Just make sure anything that's working is returned to me.
I mean, I can't return the melter bombs. Or the flares.
Get out. As she starts to walk out, he goes, "Give me the paperwork first." Yeah, you hand over the paperwork and he takes it off you. And just like starts looking through it and just goes, Jesus.
When I'm out of earshot, I just start laughing.
As you do so, you just hear Deltrin's voice in the darkness, and you look around. You can't seem to see him. You just hear, "It is much appreciated, cousin Sergeant Tyvir of the 8th Legion."
You need to have a conversation with me.
Sure.
Keep walking.
However, first I must read these to our esteemed, soon-to-be brother Captain Darnik of the 10th Company, Lunar Wars Legion. As he walks away, and as he rolls off, you see him carrying a huge crate full of just what you instantly recognise is just requisition forms.
He's a bad listener. Make sure to read them slowly.
Do you think I should go over them twice to make sure?
3 times to be just to make sure, you know.
Is his eidetic memory functions failing?
I don't think he ever had a memory.
Ah, understood. I will go over them as long as necessary for him to repeat them back to me.
Now, isn't he?
Yes.
I didn't even notice he was gone.
Deltrin shrugs and goes, "Anyway, must be off."
Try not to steal as many bodies. There, I did my duty.
Oh, I thought that hadn't been noticed.
It's been noticed.
Understood. We'll steal less bodies.
Well, take them from the battlefield if you have to.
He seems to have disappeared into the darkness towards the logistics, where he begins to read to Darnik every single logistics report he has found.
How many insanity points does he gain?
I'm going to be discussing that with Darnik shortly after.
I think you get like D5 just for becoming a dreadnought.
Yeah.
I do have to say,
The camp just sort of echoes with like the sound of a dreadnought crying.
But we will call that the end of today's Great Crusade session, as it is 10:05, which is the usual finishing time. I hope everybody did enjoy another role-playing intensive session, but again, this is what we'll be trying to aim for. Next week we should be seeing a little bit of combat, but as I said, we all like the character development that's going on, all of which seems to be bullying Darnik and Arik. Anyway, if you like what you saw, this next week, 6 o'clock, same time on this YouTube channel. If you like the more fancy kind of stuff, you know, a little bit Dungeons and Dragons, then Alex over here runs the Last Beginning, a 5th edition campaign in which starring me. Also, soon enough, we'll be having a Star Wars campaign ran by other Shaun up there, our esteemed Captain Darnik, on Saturdays, which also features me. Because I am amazing.
You're everywhere.
So, yeah, tune in.
May I ask to make an announcement?
No, I will not marry you, Ronan.
No! Jacob, I know I love
Only
you
betray
a lot,
me.
but it's not yet time.
Make your announcement.
No, I won't be here. I have exams.
Okay, you won't be here
Next
next
week.
Tuesday. Okay, that's acceptable.
And I won't be here the Tuesday after that. Oh wait, actually,
I'll be
I'll
here.
talk to you about that in a minute.
Get rid of me.
Okay, but anyway, all that aside, so yeah, D&D Thursday, 7 o'clock, and Star Wars Saturday, 7 o'clock. Other than that, I've got nothing really else to talk to you about, so I wish you all good evening and happy gaming, everyone. Ta-ta.
Bye.
See you guys.